Okay, way to start. Opening up a beer can.
It's a fake beer. It's non-alcoholic.
Yes, we drink non-alcoholic beer here. So let's turn that off. So we're playing Canada today,
Yes,
and I've invited Dr. Crow to tonight's stream because he actually knows a few things about Canada.
I did pay attention in history class a little bit.
That's good. I did not, so we're gonna rely on Dr. Crow here.
Okay.
To be fair, I was ESL until grade 4, even though I was 3 when I moved to Canada. But we lived in like a Persian speaking enclave. I didn't learn English till I was like 10. Um, and then I guess I also just didn't pay attention until like grade 8. By that time, Canadian history is over. And there's not much
It's
of
done.
it. There's not much of it to go. And by grade 9, you're in World War II. World War One or two?
World War. Oh, let me think.
I
I
think,
think it's got to be World War One,
yeah,
actually. Yeah.
one and then two. So, hopefully the music's not too loud. Let me double check here. Uh, oh, I don't have the music on this channel. Okay, wait, let me add music here. Audio capture. There we go. Yeah, should be fine. So, thank you to White and Nerdy that shared his playlist of non-copyrighted music because I got copyrighted last night.
Mm.
And my goal here today is just to figure out the best way to do a culture victory with Canada. And so we're going to go over their abilities and what we have to do in detail first before we start playing. But the first question is about the map. What do we want to do for the map? So I think for sure we want the temperature to be cold. That'll add more tundra and snow because that's going to help Canada. I'm thinking the rainfall should also be wet because then we'll have more woods
Mm.
in the tundra.
Cold and wet, everyone's favorite climate.
It is Canada's climate.
Yeah.
Sea level should be low.
Okay.
So those are for sure. I think I was thinking about the Highlands map is a large region dominated by hills and mountain ranges. I feel like this has good tundra coverage and is like going to be a continuous tundra.
Mhm.
From what I remember with the Highlands map, there's not a lot of water. So I mean, we'll try this out. We'll try to figure out the best map. If someone has a different suggestion, please let me know. And the other thing I couldn't figure out, oh, I didn't press OK. Yes, the other thing I couldn't figure out is if you want to do small or standard. I'm not sure how much of a difference it'll make, but I'm up for suggestions here. Hi, Ben. How are you? Oh, Canada. Yes. Oh, Canada,
Yes.
indeed. We've got lots to talk about. And let's see. Resources, I do think abundant makes sense since the tundra can be kind of empty. I'm not trying to cook the map too much. I think to balance out all this map cooking I've done, I will only do barb mode. Although secret societies is always nice for that first um governor title, but I don't even care about the societies. I just like the early governor title. Hi, Iron. Ironic, actually, Ironic Badger. You could also select natural wonders to bias the tundra spawners. Yeah, that's true too. Sometimes can get crazy. I'm not gonna say that.
Crazy volcano spawns.
Volcano
Yeah.
spawns. Can you say it?
No.
No. Okay. No.
We need some Icelandic fans to help us with
I think
this.
the J's are just not pronounced. So like Ayafia
Not based on
lo.
anything. You just made it up right now.
It's based on Spanish. Hi Pawsy, how are you
Yeah.
tonight? We're trying to set up our Canada game. So yeah, Iron Badger, Ironic Badger. Ironic Badger has a point. We could cook the wonders too. I do think Canada is so weak that doing that actually makes you on par with other civs. But am I just trying to like make myself feel better about making the map so specific? Um, I mean, maybe we should. I feel like we could do all the help we could get. Let's just get rid instead of picking only the winter or the tundra wonders, let's get rid of some wonders. So we definitely want to just get rid of like water ones. If I just see, oh, but I do, Yeah, no Fountain of Youth. No. Yeah, if I see water, I'm gonna get rid of it. That's what I'm gonna do. That's, yeah, I think that's good enough. So no water related wonders is the plan. Do you see any other ones? Maybe also no desert related wonders. Just a slight cook. Just a slight cook.
Oh, Galapagos.
Where's that?
G.
G L thank you. Yeah, thank you. That's a good one to remove. Okay. I think that's good enough. So, let's see. We've got a custom wonders. We've just made the map a little colder, wetter, hillier. And we have highlands. And I guess let's try out small and see what happens. And we can go bigger if we need to. I don't want the game to last too long. And I feel like the bigger the map is, the longer it's going to last. It's already going to last so long because it's a culture. Can you tell me, what does Legendary Start do? I don't even see it. I sometimes see it. Is it because it's Highlands? There's no Legendary Start? Or is that somewhere else? Yeah. I don't see it. Oh, start position. There it is. Okay. So what does it do? Standard starting position. All players have great, but not necessarily equal starts. Does that... And then there's balanced. All players have equally good starting points. Why is it not just balanced from the start? Like, why do you have to click it? Increases the rate of luxury and bonus spawns near you. Okay. Well, now I cannot say I've only cooked the map a little bit. We fully
cooked.
It's like how my mom orders her steaks. Very, very well done.
Yeah. Just burnt.
Burnt. We burnt this map. And okay, so let's just start here. And then wait, Ironic Badger, do you think Highlands is a good map choice? Because that's something I'm curious about if others agree with. Can be hit or miss. Oh, I think, yeah, okay. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, let's see.
Probably decent. Okay, let's give this a shot.
Okay.
So we can talk a little bit. We have two sort of paths we want to discuss here today. One is like obviously the history of Canada and what it means to have Canada in this game. The other thing is I want to talk very in detail about Canada's ability. So let's start with the abilities. Let's start with the fun conversation. Okay, so let's open up our ability page. Oh, I want to check out the start. But first, let's go over the abilities.
Okay.
We have Last Best West. So it allows farms to be built on tundra terrain. After civil engineering is unlocked, farms can be built on tundra hills. That doesn't sound useful because everyone can build farms. And this just lets Canada also build farms. So it's not actually giving them an advantage. It's actually just balancing it with other civs. And in snow, tundra, snow hills, and tundra hills, all mines provide +2 production. Lumber mills provide +2 production. So this makes mines the equivalent of a plains mine, a plains hill mine. So it is a little bit better because like it's better than a grassland hill, but it's still just the equivalent of a plains hill. Next, the lumber mills actually will be maybe more useful because we want to keep our breathtaking appeal up. So maybe we're going to lean more into lumber mills once we unlock it. The next thing is camps provide +2 food, which is really important in the tundra. We do get deer a lot. Farms provide +2 food and strategic resources. Sorry, and strategic resource accumulation rate is 100%. Oh, I totally missed that part when I was practicing. Reduces purchase of cost of tiles in these terrains by 50%. Again, like it's just a weaker Russia, so it's not actually good in my opinion. The next one is 4 Faces of Peace, which is not super useful, I guess, for a tourism game because it just increases your diplomatic favor per turn when you go for tourism. So it doesn't give you tourism, but it just means if you do go for tourism, you can also do a diplomatic win, which we will never do on this channel unless I was thinking maybe there can be like a sub amount if I have not like, should it be
Right.
2,000 subscribers or should it be 5,000 subscribers? Then we'll go for a
So you don't
Diplo
have to
game.
do it, yeah.
Yes, I don't have to. So 5 million subscribers, I'll do a Diplo game. Then we have the Mountie, which is going to be a really key part of this win because they will build 2 national parks. And that's how we're going to get our national parks this game. So that's our first goal. Let's take a look at where Mounties are unlocked. It is all the way here in conservation. So what we really want to focus on is increasing culture as much as possible. Now I wanted to make a flowchart for everyone, but I don't have the Photoshop skills. It would have just been on a Word document. I do have my
Notes?
notes over
Yeah,
here.
wow.
I mean, it's just like 4 lines, but I
You worked
took
hard on those, yeah.
I took notes. So that's here. Mountie in conservation. You can buy Mounties with faith, but it's just slightly cheaper than a naturalist. That leaves the question, how do you want to gain your Mountie? Do you want to buy them with faith with the Government Plaza building, the Grand Master's Chapel? That's one option. The second option is with gold, which means you need a lot of trade routes and commercial hubs or harbors. You need to increase your gold fast, especially if you're rushing for the Mounties. Or third is production. Now, Canada does have a production boost. And the production on the Mountie is only 290. So we have 2 options here. I think it's either faith or production. I'm not sure. Canada doesn't have any gold boosts, so it's not going to be gold. So it's faith or production. That leads to our initial question of what are the first 3 opening districts for Canada. So we have the option of holy sites, which if we get like a relic, that would be useful for, because then we can go for the one that gives you agency for your holy sites in tundra and snow. We also definitely might want to consider, we need like a gold one, so either harbors or currency. So that's 2. And then for the third option, we have the choice between, let's go to the culture tree. Now this is really important. We can either do preserves, which I've never done a preserve game before, so I don't know how strong that is, or we can go for theater squares to get our culture. Now, this is something I could use help with if you all have opinions on what is the best and fastest district for culture. Is it theater squares or is it preserves? Now, the other tricky thing is Canada also wants, what's this called? Entertainment complexes for their hockey rinks, because your hockey rink, let's actually go to the hockey rink, which interesting enough is under
colonialism, right?
colonialism.
There it
Interesting choice. Accurate, but interesting. Which you can see here, it gives you +1 amenity, +1 culture for each tundra, tundra hill, snow, and snow hill tile. Provides tourism from culture, so you want to increase that adjacency as much as possible at flight. So actually, you also want some science here, but I mean, the main culture, the main tourism is going to come from natural parks. And then it also provides +2 food and production once professional sports is unlocked, +4 culture if adjacent to a stadium building. So that's why I think Canada also wants at least a few of its cities to get entertainment complexes. I feel like you could go either preserve or theater square, but if you're going to focus on natural parks and preserves might make more sense, right? Because you're keeping your tiles
Untouched.
untouched, undone,
Undeveloped.
undeveloped.
Yeah.
Is it realistic to aim for the dance of the Aurora Pantheon? I don't know if that would be a doable in deity, but could be powerful. I think so too. It's only doable if we get a relic. Otherwise, no. I don't think so. But we'll see. We'll see. So I don't think we're going to rush out the holy site. We're only going to do it if we have a reason to, right? Feels like it's usually available. It depends because we don't have any faith. All we're going to have is our +1 from the card. So I feel like I sometimes see it, sometimes I don't. It depends who else is in the game, and we don't know. I kept it random. I don't think there's a reason to rush holy sites with Canada, but if it happens, it happens. If Russia is present, then it is not doable, right?
Right.
Exactly. Okay, so let's start thinking about our first move. So I think the verdict is we can do preserves. So let's go preserves this game, which means we want to go the bottom half of the tree. How soon do we want the preserve? Is it going to be our first district? Also, Temple of Artemis. Okay, let's look at the start. We do have a Temple of Artemis play. You were no kidding about the legendary start. This is
Wow.
insane. So all of this copper we can chop. We don't need to keep it. Once we get to national parks, we can start thinking of chopping. We have 1, 2, 3, a +4 Temple of Artemis, right? Is it pastures as well? So I think we do want to go for Temple of Artemis here. It is for... Sorry, what's up here?
It's camp pasture.
Oh, wow.
plantation.
Pastures too. Wow, that is a nutty Temple of Artemis. Okay, so I think we're going to play this one.
Seems pretty good.
Yeah. Now we're starting off just like an awful terrain, right? If we settle in place, we have no food tile except the sheep. And that's actually 2 turns away. So let me turn down the music a little bit. Let me know if the music's too loud. You were astounded by that at the start. I mean, Ironic Badger, you helped us get this start, so
Yeah.
this was your doing.
How did this happen?
So where are we settling first? I mean, I think in any other game, if we were not going for Temple of Artemis, I would consider the dyes because you get the luxury right away and you get at least 1 food right away.
The music's not.
Oh, you can't hear it all. It's just my thing then. Okay, thank you. Let's turn it up. So tonight I'm playing music from Spotify because I got the copyright notice yesterday. So thankfully when a nerdy shared his Spotify list of Civ music that's not copyrighted.
I mean, can you really copyright "Oh Canada"? I don't think so.
I'm sure you can. Okay, so we have 2 options, settle in place or the dyes. I mean, we already have an insane Temple of Artemis. Let's turn our lens on. I have this cool thing where it's city overlap range. Go 4 with the mouse. Wait, so it should be 3 range? So this is like, if it went here, 1, 2, yeah, this is 4. So like somewhere like here misses 1 pasture. We could actually do it in place, like where we are right now, and settle the die. Okay, what do you all think? And then settle our city here. Is it just me or the word preserve makes me think of jam immediately? Yeah, I mean, I don't know where they came up with this new district. It came so late into Civ that I just never got to play with it. And I guess the concept of national park was already taken, so they went with preserve.
Mm-hmm. I guess it could be like a hunting preserve, right? Like those are pretty common in medieval empires, right? It's having this hunting parks for the royal preserve, right?
I wonder if they say anything about it. What was their concept of a preserve?
Oh, it's from Walden. Okay, so it's a little bit later.
In 1862. Yeah, why is it so early in the tech tree then? American writer Henry David Thoreau wrote that in wildness, there is preservation of the world. Thoreau was, of course, writing from a particular cultural and historical background, pushing for a romantic view of nature as something restorative to the human spirit. But something of his statement has rung true for civilizations in many times and places. Civilizations, even as they alter or sometimes flat out destroy the natural world, seek to preserve something of what they have lost, perhaps seeing that there remains something... Have I said something way
It's
too
like
many times?
It's very like, I don't know, psychological.
Outside of their grasp. Yeah, I mean, I think Andrew was saying that he's written some of the Cyclopedia entries. I do think it's well written. I'm just he's very high concept here. Shinto shrines in Japan keep preserved groves of tree, waterfalls, or even herds of deer in honor of nature spirit. I actually teach about Japanese preservation techniques in one of my courses on plunder and preservation. Medieval and early modern palaces had hunting preserves.
Yeah,
Oh,
there we
Dr.
go.
Crow
There we go.
mentioned it. Yeah. For the nobility, places of 10 now. Places.
Often.
Oh, sorry.
You did say you were ESL.
I'm ESL and I do have a learning disability. So it shows often off 10. Now converted into public parks for the rest and rejuvenation of the masses. These are not exactly wild spaces as Thoreau might have hit, but rather wildness cultivated and pruned, made to serve the purposes of the city for beauty, relaxation, hunting, sport, reflection, meditation, or simply a bit of fresh air. We actually have this idea in Islamic empires. The four-cornered garden is a similar idea. You bring in nature, but it's supposed to look natural, but it's actually very cultivated and
Yeah, well, it's like north of Istanbul, you have a whole area of forests, but these are actually pretty like constructed forests. Like they're naturally, and they were there as hunting preserves for the Sultan, but also to preserve the water, cleanliness of the water resources for the city.
yeah,
So something like that too.
right. What would the Canadian marmalade be made of? Maple,
Saskatoon berries.
Saskatoon berries.
Yeah,
Ooh.
we don't have that in Ontario though.
No, I've never even
We're
heard.
from Ontario, so it's the most boring part of Canada.
That's not true. There's way more boring parts. Saskatoon is one. Funnily enough, Canada was your first deity win. Very well as well. Oh yeah, cultural victory didn't even get declared a war on. That's awesome. Yeah, I've never played or won as Canada, so we'll see how it goes. I mostly just stick to like 3 civs. I should one day go over like what civs I've won as to remind myself because I do have like 1,000. What was it? 200 hours in the game. Okay, do we all agree with this settle location? We get closer to food. We get the faith right away. I like Canada, but the barbarians can be nuts in the tundra. Okay, that's good to know. And hello, Bronze Sleeve. I should keep my warrior close then. Yeah, I think the dies is the right spot here. And that gives us the best Temple of Artemis. Although you get rid of one Temple of Artemis option for, one Temple of Artemis luxury, but you gain the pasture down here by moving.
Benjamin says, who would want to declare war on Canada? No one could be that heartless. America.
Okay, so we're obviously in the north. And so now I'm worried about what Bronsley was saying. Should I take my warrior to the north then? Maybe I'll go around from the left. Okay, let's get started on Canada. Here is our city, and of course Canada's capital is Ottawa.
Ottawa.
So many people believe it is Toronto, where we are from, or where I'm from. Dr. Crow is from Toronto adjacent.
Yeah, from Peterborough, Ontario. Look it up.
Yeah, no one will know it. You have to look it up.
Yeah.
Pawsey, I bet you never learned about Peterborough, Ontario in your class. Okay, and then let me know if the music gets annoying, because it's like atomic era music. It's frustrating. Why do they claim copyright on this game's music? Okay, and then so we probably the meta is builder, right, for Canada. Our tiles are awful. But I just feel like the scout is always the first thing you build. And you're in the tundra. So your builder can just be taken right away. If we get a builder, though, we can immediately improve 3 tiles with just animal husbandry. I was 8 years old when I learned how to properly pronounce Ottawa. Well, how have you been saying it? Ottawa? Like, I'm not sure. What else could you say? Those camps will be nuts.
The
Yeah,
instructor was from Yellowknife? That's crazy. That's like 20,000 people live there.
that's really cool, though.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he learned about. Oh, yeah, that's where my instructor was from. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
wow.
cool. Okay, Ironic Badger says scout into builder, but these tiles would be nutty. But then what's the point of having good tiles if you're just gonna have barbarians pillage them? But like the pacing is so slow with Canada. I mean, look at what we're working. Let's give it a shot. Let's give builder first a shot. See if this is the way that Canada is supposed to be built. Which means my warrior can pick up the item right here. So, yes, Ottawa is the capital. It was not originally the
No.
capital of... Oh, well, look at this. We got a scout. Problem solved. Also, I forgot to save the game. Little late.
It's okay.
It's fine. We're not restarting, hopefully. Okay, so we got our scout. So originally the capital of Canada, what we think of today as Canada, right? Like the Commonwealth is Kingston.
Yeah.
But it was threatened by the Americans, so they had to
Yes,
move
the
it.
dastardly Americans. The issue is Kingston is right across from New York State. Like you could literally shoot a gun from New York State and hit someone in Kingston. So they decided it's maybe not the best place to put the capital. So instead, Queen Victoria randomly chose a spot on the map in between Toronto and Montreal. That was Ottawa.
It is exactly halfway through when
Exactly,
you drive.
exactly. The issue was at that time it was just like a lumber mill, a tavern, like a brothel. That was Ottawa. There's a town called Bytown, and so they really had to dress it up to make it a capital because it was just like there's nothing there essentially.
Right. And today you could also say that there's nothing there. So
Yeah, it's a little bit. I think the reputation in Canada is that it's a very culturally dead town, but it's not always the case, right? Like I have a friend who went to university in Ottawa, and they had a
who?
good time.
Who? Well, don't tell me who, I guess, but I don't know any. I know all your friends and I don't know anyone. Unless you're talking about my friend.
No.
Okay, well, there's someone here to meet. I went south with the scout to find city states. But that also means we're not going to find tribal goodie huts because I assume the other players are to the south as well. Now, Ottawa is probably an indigenous term, like most Canadian city names, place names. So, as Ben pointed out, you stressed at Ottawa. The way we're pronouncing it is like how it's pronounced in English, like generally, but there will be a different pronunciation from the indigenous language.
Right.
Do you know what language it's from?
I don't actually. I would believe it would be a Cree word based off the area, but it could also be an Iroquois word. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
We found a wonder. It is not in the tundra, unfortunately, unless tundra goes down left. But thankfully our scout will find that too. Yes, so yes, obviously Kingston is not an indigenous word, but Toronto is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you list some? Canada.
Canada is one.
Canada is also.
Very famously, Canada just means a town, a village.
Yes, you were right, Ironic Badger. It is Roraima. Okay. So, and we see actually a city-state industrial one's borders right next to it. I think Canada might still want to settle not tundra, unlike Russia. So we will probably try to settle it if no one's around. Okay. None of it is another one, yes.
Yeah.
So Canada has 10 provinces and 3 territories.
Yeah.
Just digging deep into primary school education.
Yeah, it's generally divided into uh, four big categories. So the closest to the Atlantic are the maritime provinces. Then you have Quebec, then Ontario, and then the western provinces, which goes from Manitoba to British Columbia.
Mhm.
And then in the north, you have the territories, Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut. Northwest Territories originally was the whole thing, but they divided it gradually. And Nunavut is a self-governing Inuit territory.
Right. And so yeah, that's the divide between provinces and territories, and the territories are all in the north. So this concept that Canada is in the tundra, actually most of the population, I don't remember exactly the number, is settled on the border with the US.
I think it's 90%.
Right, and that is not tundra, obviously.
Yeah.
So the tundra areas are indigenous territories. So this is probably a gameplay mechanic. I mean, obviously Canada, there's the Canada, the country, but the concept of Canada with like hockey rinks and Wilfrid Laurier, that is not like a tundra
Right.
concept of
Yeah, I
Canada.
mean, in this playthrough, we're going to be talking about Canada as like the settler colony of Canada. So I think, if we wanted to do like a stream on the Cree civilization, for instance, I think it's not fair to make it just like there's the Cree and then there's Canada. You know what I mean? So I think for this Civ, when you do history, we're not going to make it like the way it was taught to us, which is that there's the indigenous as the prehistory of Canada, right?
Hmm.
We're just going to start with the kind of settler colony and kind of follow that in the way that it's kind of also engaging with, intention with, conquering indigenous peoples, right?
Exactly. I just got another builder, which is pretty awesome. And here are Canada's camps plus two food. So, I mean, it's also still not a great tile, but it's a good food tile because you also get gold. The pasture will give us. What will the pasture give us? It'll just make it a 2-2 tile. Maybe less useful. So, I probably just want to get this. Well, the production's nice. Okay, I'll improve the pasture to see what it's gonna look like. Right, so yeah, when we are taught Canadian history in school, there's it's like literally considered like the prehistory of Canada, then you have the pioneer history. You
Yeah.
go to a pioneer village, you go to a little like schoolhouse.
Yeah.
It's quite annoying. And then you
We
are
got to churn butter in class. I like that. That was fun.
you do go to like a well, in Ontario you go to this like little camp to learn about longhouses and some other indigenous architecture, things like that, but it's definitely like sidelined in the history once you get to the settler state of Canada.
Right.
Okay,
And
what is next? Do we go now for the settler? Just like having another city would be good, but we are 16 turns from Temple of Artemis, so that kind of lines up really well. Let's go for the settler now. I do just think our production is awful. Do we build mines for Canada? Maybe we try the copper mine, see what that looks like. Pastures don't get bonuses, sadly. Yeah, Slinger or Settler. Slinger makes sense too. That's a good point because then we can get the boost. We are making more gold. Should I forget the pasture then? Just go for this deer tile? It already has 2 production. Yeah, okay. Thank you. You've all given me a great idea. I'm going to actually improve the pasture and then the copper and forget, sorry, the camp and then the pasture and the mine. Boy, am I tired. Long day.
But yeah, in terms of the tundra of Canada, it's actually an important point. We can do like a kind of Braudelian history by like bringing geography first. But a lot of people think that like the reason why so much of Canada lives by the border is because it's cold, right? But that's not the reason why. The reason why is that a huge amount of Canada is what's called the Canadian Shield, which is this really ancient rock formation. I think it's actually the oldest rock formation in the world. And basically, in like the entire interior of Canada, the soil is only like this deep. And after
I
that,
took a look.
and after that, you just hit bare rock. So because of that, like it's not really the climate that prevents like farming or the climate that prevents people from building cities, but the land itself is not. There's no soil essentially.
Mhm.
And so because of that, the Canadian population basically exists where the glaciers pushed all the soil into these kind of valleys,
Mhm.
or in one area in the prairies, right, which is kind of very flat expanse. So you'll see that in, for example, in the prairies, so in Alberta, Saskatchewan, actually farming goes quite north,
Mhm.
right? Even though it's extremely cold there, it's because the soil is there, right?
Right.
So really, that's where the population forms in Canada, and it doesn't have to do with the. So the Canadian Shield isn't quite tundra, right? It's still much less cold than tundra,
Mhm.
but it's similarly kind of rocky and barren.
Right. And how do you know this?
What?
Did
Oh, I took
where did you
I
learn
took
that?
earth science. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
This was your, and when you do the humanities at U of T, you have to take science classes. Mine was The Sun and Its Neighbors.
yeah.
And Dr. Crow took, what was it, the forest and its
Yeah,
neighbors?
I took forestry as
Just
my
forestry, yeah.
yeah. Um, but yeah, and then so there's this huge area of shield, and then once you get into like Nunavut, that's where the tree line is, and that's when it turns into tundra, it turns into permafrost.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yes, Ironic Badger, you are correct. I do not have mining, so I changed my mind. I got the pasture instead, and yeah, it has no bonus. It just makes a 2/2 tile, so it just makes an okay tile. I don't know how long we want to keep these pastures then. It does improve, right? At something pretty soon. Does it not tell you? +1 food at stirrups, which is not that far away, I guess. It is. Oh, it's kind of far. It's in the medieval era. So we'll see if what we do with all these sheep. And we do have Brussels in the game, which I might want to put Amani in, but remember I didn't turn on secret societies. So it's going to be a bit of a while until I can. We may just get Temple of Artemis before that point. And I may want to buy a slinger in a few turns. Try to remind me if you can. Dr. Crow.
Okay.
Keep sheep for Artemis, exactly.
Oh, let me just get the monitor.
Okay, we need the baby monitor. Another feature of North America is that it's open in a north-south direction, which means polar winds can travel as far as Florida. Cue polar vortex. Oops, sorry. Sorry. And for camps, not pastures. There's also the Pantheon that gives you +1 food for camps, not pastures. Ooh. Ooh, maybe we should take that. Okay, where is everyone? This is a small map, I believe. Still have not found anyone. I'm curious, maybe I should have gone this way. Okay. So far, so good. We
Yeah.
do have +1 faith from our settle, which is nice. So we've got our first government. I think we want the barbarian discipline. Our scouts already promoted. And then probably just want our Pantheon as soon as possible. So let's do that. We're at 133. We can almost buy the slinger, which I might want to bring my warrior back because I am not buying a barbarian horseman. It's so useless. So let's start moving the warrior back. And then I think this scout might be kind of done here. So here's Lake Ontario. It's still just...
Still Canadian stuff, still, yeah.
Yeah, meaning someone told me actually if you're the first person to discover it, you name it.
Oh, okay.
It's not based on location of your civilization, which is very interesting. And then, oh, it's going to be a while until I can improve this tile, the copper tile, because I still, maybe we turn off of archery once we get the slinger and see if we can get the boost. And, okay, do we go top or bottom? Now, here's a difficult question because we want to settle wide. So the sooner we get our government plaza and then our government plaza building, the better. But to get our first tier government plaza building, you need political philosophy. So it doesn't actually matter if you go state work for first or early empire. I think the cards at early empire are maybe more useful for us here. We're not going to get to this card in time, but we will be settling again soon. So maybe we go to the bottom and keep mysticism open as an option for our first district being a preserve, perhaps. Oh, hello. Oh, yes, I'm also on Twitch for the first time. Hello, Greet here. I don't think that was right. Greeth ear. Hello, buddy. You stream pretty cool. I love it, and I want to be a friend with the sick ideas for your channel. Chat me up in Discord. Green is black for you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am on Twitch for the first time. You can join us over on YouTube. Don't know what's happening. Yes, it's offline now.
Huh, what happened?
It says I'm live but unstable. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn off Twitch. Everyone.
Cut off.
I need to figure this out. I need to talk to Wit and Nerdy. I have no idea what to do. Okay, so we're going to bottom half of the tree, and in one turn we can buy this slinger. People misidentifying Canada's capital might be as usual with with Australia's capital. I did not know Australia's capital last night, so I feel called out. But I do know Canada's capital, so yeah, I think a lot of people think it's Toronto. It is the most populated city, is Toronto, but the capital is in Ontario, it's the same province, just different city.
Different city. Yeah, I mean, maybe Brazil got around that just by naming the capital Brasilia. Probably should have just named it like Canadiana or something.
Right. Oh yes. Well, of course I forgot to buy the slinger, but that's fine. So
Oh yeah, buy the slinger.
Thank you. Very helpful. So here's our slinger, and I'm gonna switch off once it's at the halfway point so we can get Temple of Artemis as soon as possible. And I guess you just go to sleep here. Also, Twitch signal must not be reaching the harsh tundra in which you guys live. Yeah, exactly.
I have no idea how true that is. Because in Canada, there's only 3 countries that provide internet, and they're monopolies. So you have the worst service imaginable.
I mean, we're currently in the States, and there's only one company,
Only one company in our neighborhood, yeah.
that offers internet on this street. I wonder what it's like in Europe or other countries. I know we have some people from Argentina, Brazil, Budapest, Hungary, thank you. So I bet you guys don't have monopolies on your internet. Oh, well, they went away. Interesting. Brussels took care of them. We will never get the irrigation boost, right? We have nothing. We have corn down here, which maybe we do want to settle to the left, actually. So that slinger is so useless now. I wonder if we can still try to get the boost. Where are all the civs? I don't know.
Good question.
Let's keep moving this way, try to find someone. Well, the barbarian scout has been hit.
Athabasca, still Canadian.
Still Canadian. Yeah, I have no idea. And we'll use our slinger to scout to the left here, see if we can find something. Do you think my game messed up and just didn't put
No
anyone
offense,
in?
yeah. Only Canada in the world.
Maybe it's because I'm scouting this way. Okay, this tile is occupied, so we'll see who that is. Okay, here's our pantheon. So we've got, look, the tundra one's gone. So Russia maybe in the game. We'll see. And religious settlements is still in though, which is so annoying. I hate religious settlements. Pantheon, hot take, because it forces you to take it, right? And then you can't do the fun things you wanted to do. Don't tell me to take it. I don't want it. Maybe we cooked the game so much everyone burnt except those settling in Chandra. Yeah, that would be crazy. But I have had it once. I had a mod on and then no one showed up on the map, so I'm like a little paranoid here. What is our appeal like? So this tile would get what, +1 faith. And like we could settle eventually, like we could settle now, maybe like here, and then get more faith. Goddess of the Hunt is more of a fun choice. Goddess of the Hunt. So there's also, yeah, +1 food and production from camps. That's a lot right now. Super useful. We also have the festivals one. Oh, we have God of Open Sky for the pastures. But I don't think we're working the pastures right away. It's going to be a while before that's useful. And then, where's the other one? The other fun one? Plantations. So we only have got... Isn't there one for camps? Like, faith on camps? I guess not. That was it. Goddess of the Hunt. You know, if we keep all the copper as well, there's another option. +2 faith from Mines Over Luxury and bonuses. It's actually better than the Earth Goddess. The faith is going to come in handy when buying Naturalist and Mounties. Yeah, so we were trying to discuss, do we want to do production for our Mounties or do we want faith? So yes, Earth Goddess is handy if we want to do faith. Camps get food and production, not culture. Yes, and hello Napalm Kid, nice to see you tonight. Ideally, you'll be developing national parks. They would benefit from Earth Goddess. That's what I was like, my first choice going into this was Earth Goddess, but you all do make a good point with the Goddess of the Hunt. So I'm thinking it's between those two now, and we're just not going to do religious settlements. Does anyone else also hate it? Or is that just a me thing? I just feel like there shouldn't be one pantheon that's like, it closes off other options for you. So production and food versus faith. If we're not doing holy sites, this is going to be our only access to faith. And if we're doing preserves, it'll be cool looking. It'll make our preserves more cool.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
You doing it?
I think I will.
Okay.
Even though it just gives us +1 faith right now. All these copper mines are going to get rid of our faith or our breathtaking appeal. And we will maybe settle... Where's a good settlement location? I guess somewhere on the left here. How's the appeal here? I mean, it's all just okay, but having some preserves will help. So maybe like we want to put a preserve right here. See, I mean, I've never done a preserve game, so I don't even know where they're supposed to go. I mean, I would put it here next to the sheep and copper, but then that means you don't want to fix the sheep and copper or like build it. So do you just put it somewhere random? Well, how about 1, 2, 3? Okay, somewhere like here would work. Right? And Canada makes it cheaper to buy all the way out here, which is nice. These are +2. It'll add +1.
Yeah, I think it was already taken. That's why we were thinking maybe Russia's in the game, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's taken. Yeah, it's usually at the very top. So how do preserves work again? Do they add just +1? Okay, we're gonna do some math here. Increases appeal by 1. So these +2 will become +3. And for appeal, where's the like, what makes something breathtaking? What number? Do you see it?
I don't think it's in this list.
No, I don't see it in this list. Plus 4. So this preserve wouldn't even work. I would need 2 preserves. Charming, charming, charming. Yeah. Man, that's kind of rough. Oh, but this one's plus 3 because it has the lake and the mountain. So what's this one? Plus 3. So actually, like, the preserve here would be better. You could also plant a holy site or something. Right, holy site would help. That's true. Unrelated, but I like Civ 6 government system. I hope Civ 7's governments are more than what we've seen so far. I haven't really been paying attention to the government system in Civ 7. What is it like? Certain districts offer +1 appeal. Okay, yeah. So we can play with that. I also think we can, like, double. So this will make them +3, and then from our second city, we can do a preserve here. So we can layer it like that. Okay, let's go for Earth Goddess.
Okay.
It's not great now, but it'll be great later. And we don't have any other source of faith. So. And it makes this tile nicer now, I guess. We'll see. Okay, well, we're trying things out. We're trying to find the meta here. The Canada meta. Okay, let's see, who is that neighbor? Oh, I forgot to turn off. Next turn, I will. Although I don't think my slinger is actually gonna get anybody. No, I mean, I have a slinger, but there's no barbarians, actually. Weirdly enough. So maybe we just finish archery here. And, okay, there are other civs in this game. I did not mess up the settings. What we've seen so far is that Civ 7 governments give bonuses for when you're having a celebration, oh, like the festivals, which seems like a very restrictive view of what a government actually does. I still don't think I understand what's happening.
Yeah.
I think I need to
It's a
play it.
celebration.
They're bringing them back from Civ 5, right? They had those King's Days.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, something like that. I just feel like I need to play it to understand it. I'm having troubles understanding it just from reading. Everybody knows I'm not the strongest reader, as you've all seen. Yeah. Wow, where is everybody? So who is this Civ? We've got Poland in the game. So I don't think we're going for a religion as Canada. What are we missing if we don't do religion? What are, like, some of the important parts of it? Well, we would have to rush Coral Church. Like, our holy sites are not that great for work ethic. We would have to rush Coral Church to get culture from our religion. So I don't think we need it. We're gonna skip it this turn, this year,
Okay.
this
skipping
game.
it.
And just to double check, this gives you +2 culture. This gives you faith as well. So we do have some faith, actually.
Okay.
Double checking every turn that I'm not missing everything. So Mexico City has also met someone already, which means there are civs in this game,
Yes,
thankfully.
we're not alone.
We're not alone. So we don't want to settle here because the preserve's going here. We could settle the wheat, but then you lose the chance to improve the wheat. Although that's actually fine because there's another wheat here. That's actually a farm diamond right there. It's just like there's nothing except the camp all the way there. Yeah. What do you guys think of this settle location? It's close enough to get this preserve is kind of my ideal situation. And it's on the edge, so it will have food eventually. And it has one camp. That Mexico City is so excited that it's going to receive a promotion in Civ 7. Yeah, that's exciting. I'm really happy that Mexico is definitely
sure.
confirmed. And I'm excited to see more about them. We're going to see a live stream soon from as them playing Mexico. They
Oh
were
yeah.
hinting. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
They said something like on the Reddit, and next we'll announce our modern live stream with a civilization you all saw in the last one, which we saw Mexico was like named in one of the screenshots. Reserves are cool because you can build culture tiles and then share them with satellite cities, but I've never done it successfully myself. Okay, well, we'll give it a shot.
That's something people have heard about.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, when it's going to be only Canada in the game, do you ever go to the Diefenbunker as a student?
The underground bunker?
The underground
Yes.
bunker?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
okay.
did.
Yeah, it's a very famous field trip for Canadian students to go to the Diefenbunker, which is a bunker built by a prime minister named Diefenbaker. And the idea was that, let's say there's a nuclear war between the Soviets and the Americans. The Soviets will be destroyed by the Americans will be destroyed by the Soviets, and who will inherit the Earth? The Canadians. So he built this elaborate bunker system underneath Ottawa, actually.
Yeah.
With the yeah, it's near Ottawa. With the idea being that, the Canadian government would survive and, take command of a destroyed North America. Obviously a very elaborate plan for Canadian world domination.
Right.
But now it's a very interesting field trip. So
Yeah. And it was from the 60s, right?
50s, yeah.
50s, yeah. I'm just gonna go around this mountain pass and go back. I don't want to take my unit way too far. But is this settle location okay? I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, Canada's in this really interesting position. And actually, we can talk a little bit about this bonus here. 4 Faces of Peace. And that comes out of this concept that Canada likes to purport itself as like the peacekeepers of the world. If you've ever seen like Hotel Rwanda, we're like really proud of the fact that we tried to do something, but we failed. And that we have lots of peacekeeper, what are they called? Units. That's a
Yeah.
stiff term, but and if you've have been following the news, Canada has been saying that they will uphold ICC rulings because and it's not because Canada is actually different than, let's say, Coors. Yeah, thank you. It's not that Canada is different than, let's say, America, or probably more relatable is like Australia or New Zealand that do have colonies currently. Canada doesn't, besides like the mainland of Canada. It's because Canada is extremely weak and they depend on international rulings for their security, right? Like the country is next to a superpower, and without international reliance on international rules, we have no power.
Right.
And it's not, I mean, obviously at one point it was about America invading Canada, but now it's also about treaties. Without this concept of we are the peacekeepers, we follow international rule, we are it's all obviously a rhetoric, but at the same time it really matters for the country, because without it, it would be bullied as it currently is, right? The US is trying to get out of treaties with the country, and so the only recourse Canada has is going to international courts, or throwing Mexico under the bus, which it seems like they're doing
That's
as
what
well.
Trudeau is trying to do, yeah.
Yeah. Those are your 2 options. Oh, I'm so unsure about this city because it kind of sucks. But I mean, I guess eventually it won't suck. I wonder if I should move down one, because then I'll be next to at least some production right away. And I get
We have Arabia in the game too.
Oh, where?
Just from the names of the.
Oh, Rub al Khali and Lake Winnipeg. No, probably not Lake Winnipeg. And someone else says Met and Tenerife. I think maybe I'm supposed to move down one.
Well, U.S. isn't part of the International Court, ICC. So there's a law in place that if anybody is extradited to The Hague, the United States theoretically will invade The Hague to recapture the person. So, but the issue in terms of Canada has more to do with, for example, WTO rules. So like there's many disputes between Canada and the US in terms of trade, tariffs,
Territory, actually.
protectionism, and the issue is like, what is Canada's leverage, right? It doesn't really have any leverage over the US, so it really has to rely upon international norms and law, right, in order for it to have a standing. Which is why when we see someone like Trump who disregards international law, Trudeau just has to go to Mar-a-Lago and beg, basically, because there's not much he can do, right?
I forgot about Temple of Artemis for a second. Should I just finish my monument and then go for it? 20 turns is so long. I'm gonna place it, and then is there a way to get more production going? I mean, I already have the top production. In 6 turns I can get a mine. I guess that's the way. Yeah, I should be working on this actually. And there's no other production I can get. These are not hills. But actually, instead of a builder here, I have a builder. Why don't you build your monument and go get the boost to irrigation? That'll give us 1 envoy with Brussels. And then we could maybe consider going for mysticism for another envoy. Okay, more faith. Not that useful. I did see another... Oh yeah, right here. We're gonna... Maybe this is an envoy. That would be nice. Sorry. Hey, look, Toronto, Canada's capital.
There it is.
Do you want to say some stuff about Toronto?
Sure.
Dr. Crow moved there when he was 18 for university.
For art school.
Gilgamesh, actually, not Arabia.
Should we send the friendship?
Yes, get that friendship right away. Gilgabro. There we go. And 40 gold. What do we do with the gold now? I wish there was a way to... This music is so annoying. Are you all not annoyed by this music? I'm gonna turn it down. I wish there was a way to get more production.
So Toronto, another famous misnomer, because again, in the indigenous language, it means a peninsula between 2 bodies of water. It's actually referred to an area nowhere near Toronto, modern day Toronto, but it slowly just became to refer to generically just kind of like space of land between what's now Lake Simcoe and Lake Ontario. And so eventually they named the town on Lake Ontario Toronto, even though Toronto, the term, did not refer to that area.
The volume is kind of low, so we didn't notice the fanfare. Okay. Yeah, I'll turn it back up.
Another interesting fact is that in the 19th century, there is a governor, Lord Simcoe, who said it was unseemly for a great British city to have an indigenous name. So he renamed it to York, which is why around Toronto is stuff named York everywhere, like York University, East York, Yorkville,
York Mills.
York Mills. These are all spots in Toronto. Also, as part of that program, he named a lot of things after himself. So
wait, who was this?
Lord Simcoe was the ruler.
Okay,
so
yeah,
Lake
Lake
Simcoe,
Simcoe.
all these places are named Simcoe because he thought
My name is better.
my name is better. But actually, the people of Toronto petitioned it to be moved back to Toronto because there was the name they were used to, there was the name they liked. So even though officially the name was York for a while, it's always in popular language been Toronto.
Right. And actually this reminds me, when I was getting my screenshot for today's game, I saw this really interesting article. Maybe I can pull it up. And I think okay, so in the Discord, we were talking about some of the issues about having Canada in the game.
Simcoe. Yeah, I like that.
Simcoe, yeah. There we go. Okay, so I was actually getting a screenshot from Google, and one of the first things that comes up is like Canada has like an extremely violent history with First Nations people, and it has gone up into like living memory, so it's not something that's just in the past. And one of the examples is the residential schools that I like. Probably like people in their 40s or 60s will still have living memory of. So it's not that distant in the past. And so what this First Nations, I believe, okay, he is Ojibwe and Cree. What he was saying is like when he was playing as Canada as the Cree, you have this quote from Wilfrid Laurier that says, we will save, oh, thank you. Even after all we have done, I still worry that there are still some souls that do not want to be saved. Right? So like, I mean, they're
And this is him referring to residential schools, right?
exactly.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, there's so much baggage when it comes to having a civ like Canada in the game that's in living memory. And I think usually Civ tries to stay away from contemporary modern nations because of situations exactly like that, right? Like, not only do you have Canada in the game, but then you also reference residential schools, which people have living memory of. And if you're unaware, residential schools were like these. Do you want to explain what they were? But
Well, in theory, there are boarding schools for Indigenous peoples, Indigenous children. In practice, Indigenous children were kidnapped, placed into schools, and then had their languages beaten out of them. And today, in almost every area of the residential schools, around them are mass graves of children, right? So it is an element of a program of cultural genocide.
right.
Um,
And a lot of those mass graves are like being discovered
Yeah.
today. It was in the news just like a couple years ago, right? So this is where like the government has been going on this like apologizing spree because they were previously unknown hidden graves by, I believe they're Catholic schools as well. I don't exactly know what denomination it is, but they were hidden, and they're being found by an independent organization that has been raising money to do these investigations because the government's also not doing it. But now like the cat's out of the bag, and they're like doing ongoing searches for them. Okay, we found another wonder. Oh, and we found the Maya.
nice.
Great. So yeah, it's an interesting choice to have Canada, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think probably the issue is, okay, like, everyone knows that, like, Germany did bad stuff, right? Like, it's, but the point is that, like, within the game itself, like, Canada is the peaceful country. It can't declare war. It's all about peacekeeping. Its unit is a defensive unit, right? And, okay, on one hand, like, it's true, Canada's not like an expansionist
Right, like
colonial,
externally, it is it has this sort of history, I guess.
Yeah.
There are some wars that Canada has gone to externally, like that they would be dragged into through their relationship with the US or Britain.
Britain, yeah.
So like for example, Canada did go to Afghanistan as part of
NATO.
thank you. And also like the Boer War is something we learn about in school.
Yeah. We have a lot in the Boer War, even though like it should have no relationship to Canada, but we actually have to learn quite a lot about it because Canadians were, of course, as British subjects, also brought into the war. But yeah, so I mean, I think that's the kind of issue, right? Is that when you have this like thing about Canada so peaceful, like it kind of hides the interior violence, right?
Right, exactly.
And that's also, to be honest, like true about how Canadians talk about Canada too, right? Like
Yeah. I mean, we just
we're,
have such
we're
an
like radical,
awful
but
we just have such an awful neighbor to the south, so in comparison, we look great. Hi, is it Zazi or Shazi? Shazi is like the Chinese X, although that's usually after XI, she. Zazi, I'll say for now. Xazi, let me know. The first one, Zazi, great. Yes, so we're talking about all things Canada today.
Yes. But it's the kind of issue where it's like, when we were talking about this when we were thinking about doing a Canada stream, is that like on one hand, in comparison with like the US or a lot of other countries, right?
Even
Like
Australia.
Australia, um, I think there's a lot more like honestly like popular knowledge of the country's history in the sense that like every American knows about like Jefferson, Adams, Jackson, Lincoln, Grant, like all these different people, right?
Hmm.
You know. Whereas I don't think 95% of Canadians can name a prime minister between John A. Macdonald and Pierre Trudeau, to be honest. Like,
Oh, Pierre Trudeau? No, that I can do. That I can do.
yeah, Wilfrid Laurier.
Yeah, Wilfrid Laurier.
And like, okay, on one hand,
I'm being called out here.
is there another one other than Laurier?
Well, I know John A. Macdonald, the founding prime minister.
Right.
That I've got down
Right.
because his name is McDonald and I think of the restaurant. You said Simcoe.
It's not prime minister.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Just governor
I wasn't
general.
even paying attention right now. No, I don't think I can. But again, I was ESL for a long time.
No, I say like I don't think most people, right? Like the vast majority.
But I
of
can name
people.
so many American presidents.
Exactly, right? Like we know so much more about American presidents than we know about Canadian prime ministers. Like even I looked at the list today, and
Well, why don't you give the people some names?
like, well, like Mackenzie King is a very important one. Same time as FDR.
Okay, I remember him.
You remember him?
Yes, I
Okay.
do. From yeah, just like
Yeah, he's very famous because he believed his dog could talk. So
yes, that's true. He had like he had a diary about his dog, right?
Yeah, he believed he could talk, like his dog could talk to him, and he had seances where he communicated with spirits and things. And he was prime minister for like 15 years. So, Trudeau's for 2 points. That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like because of like we don't really have that knowledge. On one hand, it's kind of good because I don't think Canadians are that like nationalistic about like this kind of history. But on the bad part of it is that I think people just kind of accept, oh yeah, we're just peaceful, we're just not doing anything, like, we're so nice. We're just like, right, but there's presumably just more to history than that, right?
But yeah, we have this issue where like a lot of our identity comes from not being the US.
Yeah.
So, and like, obviously that's just going to make us look better. No offense to Americans. The reason for that is that America has a far different and more unhealthy relationship with their president. Well, yeah, of course. Like we have a prime minister system. So at any point, like we don't vote for our prime minister. We vote for
Party or,
our party. So
or candidates in the party.
yes. So like, for example, I'm from a district where I have like usually 3 people running. It's so my representative will either be conservative, liberal, or NDP. We have a 3/4 party system. The 4th party doesn't always run, the Green Party.
And Bloc Québécois.
And Bloc Québécois in Quebec. And I vote for that person. And I know that person very intimately. The person called me a terrorist on Twitter. So
you don't vote for that person. You vote against that person.
I vote against that person, but like
Yeah.
I know my representative very intimately, and when you vote for your representative, they add up, and the majority that got the wins, the party with the majority, that leader of that party becomes the prime minister. So we don't really have that close relationship with the prime minister. It doesn't even really matter who they are. If you're like into politics.
The issue is that a lot of Canadians, sorry, I'm just going to be going like a rant about Canadians. A lot of Canadians only know about politics because of what they see on American TV. So all the time you'll hear a Canadian say like, what about my First Amendment rights? Or like, I got to plead the Fifth. Just like, you're Canadian, you don't have a First Amendment.
We do not have freedom of speech, for example.
you know.
Our freedom of speech is much more limited than it is in the US.
But and this is an issue where now you all the time hear people say, "I'm voting against Trudeau," or "I'm voting against," "I'm voting for whatever." It's like you don't vote for Trudeau, right? You vote for your representative.
Yeah.
Um, okay, my rant's over.
Let's rant over. But I mean, there's another thing that the three-party system provides is like, okay, so you need to get first past the post. So the NDP is the left-wing party, the Liberals are like the center left, and then the Conservatives are the right. What happens is the left and center left will split the vote. What we can do is exchange votes. And I was trying to tell my American friends, like, you guys should just, if you want to vote like Green Party, but you live in a swing state, just switch, like, exchange votes. And they were like, they just had no idea what that meant. So basically what that means is like you vote strategically in the area that you're in so that you are making sure you're not splitting the vote.
Yeah, I think because it's a parliamentary system and not like the American two-party system, people tend to vote more strategically in Canada than have it be like their identity. You know what I mean?
Yes, and people change their votes a lot.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I've voted two different sometimes. I mean, I've never voted Green. I don't think I've had the opportunity to, but I mean, that would just be such an unstrategic vote too. They would never win in my areas. So like, I would either have to vote NDP or Liberal.
But like for example, in the 2011 election, the Liberal Party collapsed, so then everyone just voted for NDP, right? So there was a huge kind of swing towards NDP, even though, in theory, I mean, they have different ideologies, right? But it was because people who would have voted for Liberals to block Conservatives switched en masse to the NDP.
Right. So you just need to get like over 34%, or is it? You just need to get the most votes, most percentage. You don't need over 50%. Okay, what do I do next here? Because I do have dyes nearby. I'm thinking I want to avoid unlocking districts until I get my preserves up to keep it as cheap as possible. So I think the way to do the science tree is to avoid districts until I have preserves. Which, sorry, I wonder if I should go straight to mysticism or political philosophy. My culture is so slow. But I think I want to go mysticism. I'll do early empire first and then move over to mysticism.
Yeah, in practice, it's a two-party system. There's never been a prime minister who has not been from the Liberal Party, which we call the Grits for some reason.
I don't call them the Grits. I've never even heard of that.
Or in the Conservatives or the Tory Party. But because it is a multi-party system, it does mean there's a lot more like ideological movement, I guess, than you have in the American system, where it's kind of like two camps. So
And there's coalitions.
coalitions, and there's also regional parties like the Bloc Québécois, which sometimes end up being like they ended up as the official opposition at certain points. So.
Right. So it does matter if like the Liberals win a majority or minority. If they have a minority, the NDP have a lot more power.
Yeah, and Canada has quite a few minority governments. It's been it's much more normalized than it is in like.
Although
like
Justin
France, for
Trudeau's
instance,
always
right?
had a majority, right?
He has a minority now.
Now he got the minority. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it makes things inefficient, but more balanced. Not as inefficient as the American system. Again, like, it's hard not to take those digs. But hopefully I won't get deported. So we are 2 turns away from Temple of Artemis. What do we want to build here? I've got my monument here, so hopefully our culture will go faster. We don't need the granary yet. Builder doesn't... Well, maybe I do want to get these dyes online. I'm going for irrigation. I don't see anything else besides maybe trader, though. Did Enton and Nerva want a trader? This would give us a an envoy, although it would be our first with them, so maybe you wanted to save it a little bit. Brussels, we do want one envoy with. So difficult choice. What should we build here? Maybe the builder to send trader to actually send to Ottawa to strengthen Toronto. That might work. Yeah. In Australia, most of the times the chancellor
Austria, I think.
Oh, sorry, Austria. Sorry, I apologize, everybody. Most of the time, the chancellor comes from the two old parties, Social Democrats, Conservatives, but it is a multi-party system, and almost all the time, government is made of coalition.
Austria.
Sorry, Tom. I'm sorry, Tom. Dr. Crow corrected me right away. So, yeah. It is, yeah. I'm sure a lot of people are like, how did she get into her PhD program many times? But I do have a learning disability. I just want to repeat that.
How are we doing for age? Oh.
5 turns. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Our faith is +2. It's not a big deal if we lose it. I just want to get these preserved sooner, actually. But we will get, hopefully, Temple of Artemis in 1 turn. Oh, and there are barbs here. Hoplite unit. Well, we're not really being threatened, so I don't think I need it.
Looks like Ottomans are in the game too.
What made you say that?
We have Mount Ararat there.
So we have Arada, although I saw that in my last game and it wasn't the Ottomans.
Oh yeah.
Who was that? I think it was
Georgia, maybe?
Georgia.
Could be.
Yeah. Something Lake Ska?
I'm sure there's more to that name.
What's this river? Honda? Lake Amatitlan?
It's from the Maya, I think.
Oh, Maya's right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this lake is probably them too. Okay. No kangaroos. Unfortunately, yeah. We've been to Austria.
Yes.
And we went to all the beautiful museums.
Yeah.
The Belvedere, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. The Klimt Museum.
Mm-hmm.
The sort of museum island thingy that had... Who was that really interesting artist that had, like, himself, a lot of self-portraits?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay, maybe Tom, you'll have to help us.
Yeah.
But he's like 19th, 20th century.
20th century has got the people like this.
Himself, a lot of self-portraits. But yeah, other people too. I don't know. That's you'll have. I don't know if that's enough to go off of. But yeah, some of my favorite museums were in Vienna for sure. And beautiful architecture. No, it wasn't Klimt. We went to the Klimt Museum and we saw stuff at Belvedere, which was nice. This was like a more modern artist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll have to remember it later. I'll look it up later. Okay, so they got the Barbarian Camp. Yes, we got Temple of Artemis. This is gonna be sick.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yes, hello RB Hedge. That was it. Sheil. And it was wonderful. I don't think it was a permanent exhibition. It was maybe it was permanent.
Yeah, it was permanent.
Okay, so Temple of Artemis. We won't go over this because we did our Wonder Run. You can just watch that. But let's see what it gives us. So Temple of Artemis gives you +1. So for each camp, pasture, plantation, within 4 tiles, you get +1 amenity. And it also gives you +4 food, which is so useful for Canada, and +3 housing. And 100% tourism from rock concerts? Like,
That's interesting.
wait, what? Like if you play on the Temple of Artemis or just my rock concert?
That would be was 1,000?
That's not that much,
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't think
So I
so.
was thinking 1,000%.
No. And so let's check out our amenities now. +4 and +0 for some reason.
Oh, everyone has that. Okay.
Yeah, every wonder has that. Okay,
Okay.
thank you, One More Burn. And yeah, it was Sheil. Thank you, One More Burn. Nice to see you tonight. If you're into culture, music, coffee, grumpy people, Vienna is a treat. And also seemed like a lovely place for like to raise a child. So there was like lots of families. It was like young families.
Yeah.
I didn't meet grumpy people though. The people were also lovely. Lots of Turkish people. When we went,
Yeah, we just spoke
we just
Turkish.
spoke Turkish. When I hear, I mean, what's that? Arpegge? I automatically hear Ursa in my head saying Mushkin Mandeltort or whatever the name comes next to his end of video segment. I don't. What is have I said this word? Arpegge? The legend. Yeah, very diverse. Yeah, lots of donor. So I think I want to clear this camp, but let's go in some defensive territory first. RB is a patron supporter of Ursa. Oh, okay. Awesome. So we can finish our monument now, get that culture faster. And do we want to think about like another wonder soon? But let's just focus on the preserves. What other wonder would be useful here? Maybe like Colosseum? Because we have to get our entertainment district anyways. So did that actually help with breathtaking? Yes, so we have one more faith here. Useful. We will eventually take down some mines, but I think the production's too important right now. So eventually breathtaking, the Peel Pantheon will be useful, but...
Should we build the biosphere for topical?
Yeah, sure. But it's not for a while. I don't need to think about it right now. Is that the only wonder from Canada?
I think so.
Yeah.
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 I'll
Leave
us
a spot for St.
Basil.
Basil.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, what do we need for that one? It's next to a...
Just a good basil.
Sorry. Basil. There it is. So it's... Oh, that's such a good one. Thank you. Requirements? Must be built next to adjacent to a city center. That's it. So do we want that tourism from this city? So we want that in our capital. And maybe we should actually get a theater square then in our capital. St. Basil Cathedral. There we go. And then this theater square would be pretty good. Well, it's just +4. This would be... This grove is so much better. But... I mean, eventually we could district a little bit more. If we're doing like sharing preserves here with our next city, we can share Government Plaza. So we might want to get this deer tile in our city. So something like this. I believe that's a plains, that's a tundra hill. Well, that's fine, I guess. Get the camp right away. And then, yeah, these two can share the Government Plaza. We're going to have to get rid of some of these copper and whatever tiles. So we can do something like Commercial Hub there. Government Plaza here. And then you can share... I guess I'm getting rid of 2 tiles. Well, you can share... if you go up 1... it would be better. We can also just... No, there's nothing around here. Thinking you could do... Sorry, 1 sec. Let me figure this out. This makes... Maybe these two should flip. This can be Government Plaza. This can be Commercial Hub. And then we can do all the things around here. Would be a shame to remove the sheep though with Temple of Artemis. Yes, I agree. Oh, McAce, and hello this evening. I agree. Let's delete these. But there's no other way to it because I have to settle here. And so let's just make sure we're not removing 2. We can just remove 1. That's the compromise. So government plaza goes back up here. And then we can, oh my gosh, sorry. Let me think. This is what I do when we play like recording. Like I take an hour to think about this. It's a little worse on stream to take an hour to think about this. I do need to figure this out though. So you have to maybe can do it here. 1, 2, 3. Can go here. That would remove 2. This would remove 2. But this theater square has to go here, and so maybe we just need to move the city. If we move this city up 1, then it can reach more, even though it has worse tiles. But this will be cheaper because it's still tundra, so we can buy out to it easily. You have an hour-long turns doing nothing but pinning districts for perfect adjacency. Yeah, I don't go for perfect, but I try to do close enough. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ah, you still don't make it. Like I really want another theater square here. Or even, yeah, there. So I probably will take another city to do that. This needs to be the commercial hub. And then we can do either this city also needs a commercial hub, but then it's not on the river. I feel bad, but I feel like I need to kill more sheep. Right? Because if it goes here, it's a +1 amenity though. If it goes there, I can like I can do it as late as possible. Like something like this, then the commercial hub there, and then this would and then yeah, another this works so much easier, right? And this could like at a much later point be like a campus or holy site, whichever we need more of. And this could be like a city up here's district, something like that. Yeah, bronze sleeve, I think you have to, yeah. So place a city north of Ottawa in G Plaza range for the Edmondson station. I know I did a full Wonder Run, but I keep forgetting things. So this must be built next to a campus with a research lab on a snow hill or snow hills tile. So this has to be snow. So we need, it wouldn't work with this configuration anyways, but yes, eventually this city up here can get that. Save some room for eventual national parks. This is what I hate about Canada. You need to think about preserve placements. You need to think about national park placements. You need to think about entertainment district placements. And you need to think about hockey rink placement. Like this is too much thinking, mapping. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I think what we're going to have to do, Napalm Kid, is like in the next round of Golden Age, get Monumentality and then settle for national parks. Snow, not tundra, so you know. Yeah, exactly. So this campus wouldn't work, and either with this one. So it has to be on its own. Yeah, I think we're just going to settle fresh cities for national parks since we get to buy the tundra tiles cheaper anyways. Mm-hmm. And our like appeal isn't that great where we are. So we can settle for appeal like over here and stuff. But it's so satisfying when you replace the pins with improvement and everything explodes. Yeah, I think I'm used to pinning districts. I'm not used to pinning parks. And that's something I can definitely get better at. Okay, so I think we're all happy with this for now.
Okay.
Don't forget to leave another spot next to a city for Eiffel Tower mixed preserves. Okay, yes, you're right, one more burn. I actually had that in my notes, Eiffel Tower. Let's See, it needs to be flatland adjacent to city center, but so it can be any city because the bonus is to your entire civilization. So it could actually just be in like Toronto. Wait, what did it say it needs to be on?
It'll be our replacement CN Tower.
Flat land adjacent to city center, yeah. So it could literally just go here and help with some appeal too. What does it look like? Oh yeah, it's that one. Something like that. And then this could be there. Are we just going for theater squares and also preserves? Is that the meta? Gotta ask, the lake east of Ottawa is called Great Slave Lake.
Yes, it's an actual lake. There's two lakes. Lesser Slave Lake and Greater Slave Lake. This is in Northwest Territories. They are trying to change the name.
They're trying to
Hope
change
that
the
they
name.
do.
What have you heard about this?
So, again, this comes from colonial explorers naming peoples based off of their assumptions about the peoples. So they saw two peoples, Dene peoples in Northwest Territories, and one was like captives of another. So they said, "Oh, this is the Dene people, and these are the slave people." Okay, so and they named the areas Great Slave Lake, Lesser Slave Lake. Okay,
That's just
not
like,
great, not great. So
but it's also so dumb.
right,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's also just like, beside it being like awful, it's also dumb.
so I hope that they change the name. There,
What do you mean they're trying to change it? What do you know about that? Is what I meant.
well, so there's been a movement gradually to turn Northwest Territories into a similar governmental situation as Nunavut, where it's an indigenous self-governing territory, in which case it'd be renamed Dinade, right? Rather than just Northwest Territories. But unlike Nunavut, where it was sort of, okay.
What?
Let's just say it was easier because nobody wants the land in Nunavut, essentially. Like
Well,
no
like-
mining, whatever, right?
You need to know what to do with it.
Exactly. But Northwest Territories is very geologically rich, lots of mining, diamonds, these kind of things. So because of that, the movement towards indigenous sovereignty has been slowed down in comparison to Nunavut.
I see. Yeah, I hope they change it too. Great stream. I'm glad y'all ended up on my recommended page. Thank you, Sazi. Yeah, so we don't always talk about history, but when Dr. Crow is here, we do. He helps me out a lot.
Yeah. A little bit.
Well, I just like, I have bad memory, and yeah, so it's easier when there's two of us.
Yeah, and I can't play the game very well.
And yes, and he can't play the game, so he needs me too.
I need you so much.
Well, like,
Imagine like maybe I should be like settler.
well, you used to play Civ 5. I don't know what happened.
I mean, it's like I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
it's like
I guess I took over,
Like
right?
Salieri watching like Mozart start composing. You're like,
Well, what happened is I get obsessed over media. Like, we'll start a show together, and I finish it without Dr. Crow, and then he just gives up. And that's kind of what happened with Civ. Like, I just took over as like the Civ expert. Okay, so I've got a lot of questions now. Do we clear the camp, or wait 2 turns? Because we're not getting the Golden Age, right? There's no way to get it, I believe. I mean, yeah, if I go to mysticism, that's still 4 turns from our envoy, so we can't like get Brussels and clear the camp. We're too far from the Golden Age, so I think I wait. Right, Bronze Sleeve also says wait. And then the second question is, what do we do for our governor? Right, because when I was taking my notes, I was like, oh, Liang first, right? Because you need good builders, and she will give you good builders. But at this point, we have 4 population all working built tiles, improved tiles, because we got that extra builder. So I don't think Liang is the move anymore. Is it Magnus because we want provision and maybe even surplus logistics? Oh, you're too far away. I'm too far away. And hello, RB Hedge. I read about you. I didn't see you comment, but I saw people
We've heard
commenting
tale
about you.
of your presence.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's over 6. Reina synergizes with preserve play. Right. That's a good point. So let's look at Reina here. So you get your tiles faster, your trade routes are better, and you can do forestry management plus 2 gold from unimproved features. So you need to put 2 into her. But with Magnus, you get plus 20% growth in the city, your trade routes ending here. Wait 1 second. So just flat out 20% growth. Then when Toronto sends a trade route, it also gets plus 2 food. That's very useful, but also provision is useful because we're going to mass settle in a probably next era without the monumentality, which is going to feel bad, but we're going to do it through production. So the question is do we want to go provisions first or Reina first? Let's look at well, we do have Temple of Artemis, so our food actually is not that bad. How do I check how the city's doing? No. Oh yeah, this button. So for our food, we have plus 7 food surplus. So we should regrow pretty quickly. We also have plus 4 amenities. Magnus for internal trading for food isn't that bad either. Okay, so we've got 2 really good options. Should we take a quick break to grab some more tea?
Sounds good.
I'll think about it. Okay, we'll be right back. Probably 5 minutes. Be back at 10. I am back. Yes, sorry, Dame Pumpkin. We went for a little quick tea and bathroom break. I went first, so I'm back. Just wait for Dr. Crow now. If they go for Magnus, they should keep him in the capital for sure because of the government plaza. Trade routes will have +3 food and +1 production. Yeah, and also I think I'm just going to be building settlers out of the capital. And I've already started. But Magnus would be there in time for that settler, but I don't have 2 promotions yet. Going for mysticism. I wonder if this was a mistake. I should have just gone straight for political philosophy and then turned back to mysticism. But I just really like this preserve first plan. I've never tried before, so I'm not exactly sure how soon you have to like rush it. Yeah. So let's go for Magnus first and then Reina second. And then Reina in Toronto would still make sense if Toronto's also doing a preserve. Even though it has less... Well, who has better tiles? Oh no, Toronto has okay tiles. That preserve should help. Toronto needs appeal boosting districts, like a holy site or theater square. Oops. Like a holy site here, but... Or sorry, theater square here maybe? Or... Someone said Hui would be good. It's a 2 lake tile here. There's lakes here. Okay, no, not from Toronto. This, like a theater square here also helps these preserve tiles. Although, like, when is this ever gonna get to good appeal? Oh, you're back. Hello.
Hey.
I think 1 or 2 isn't a big deal. Another option for settler spam is just faith. I think that means faith buying. Fading buying from a new city with higher food and housing. Okay, yeah, pumping out settlers from... Yeah, okay. Good points. Yeah, I understood. Faith buying. We only have +3 faith, so it's kind of... It is Friday night.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
You got no job. You got nothing else to do. That's us.
My favorite movie.
Yes.
Okay, let's go for Magnus. Oh, but this means we're putting 3 promotions into Magnus before going Reina, or do we do... we do 2 Magnus, 1 Reina, then back to Magnus. You got that reference? Have you seen Napalm Kid Friday After Next? That's the best one. Just want to say. Yeah, we'll lose 1 population because we need our 2nd promotion on Magnus, but that should be fine. Okay. Here we go. So where is this scout going? Because this seems like this was not the right way. It's going around this way. I saw it once. It was really funny. Yeah, it's one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's problematic now. I mean, probably always was problematic.
It always was, yeah.
But I think people now realize how it is, but it's still so funny. And yeah, okay, here we go. We've got irrigation. This tile is so far to buy out to. And there's no builder anyways, so maybe not. Oops. I think I'm on Shift S. There we go. The world changed a lot since the 90s. Yeah, exactly. So we're trying to avoid anything with a district on it. I wish we had a spot for pyramids. That would be really useful for Canada. I don't see any desert. Oh, well.
It's a bit far.
There's a desert tile. I mean, if I...
One desert tile.
I can't even go here. Like, what if I settled here? Right? It might be too late anyways. And then I could do an aqueduct and then get this wonder
That could be nice.
and then do the pyramids. This is a crazy idea. This is not gonna happen, but just an idea.
Craziest idea since the defense bunker.
Yeah. And let's see. We should not scout until we can go into the next era. Let's try to remember that. And then I have no quarry to build, I believe. So I don't I'm not gonna build the pyramids. Am I gonna go for this? I can do watermill in Toronto actually is useful. But I don't have a river in Toronto, so never mind.
The crazy thing is it's a small map. It doesn't feel very small though.
No, we went for small map, but it's Highlands, I think, which feels like strangely sized. It feels huge. I don't see anything better than masonry though, right? If we need to like rush out pyramids, we could. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna move one more turn. Yeah, so far this is the map. There's no ocean in Highlands, so that's probably what makes it feel so large. Look at all this tundra we're gonna
Beautiful
have.
tundra, yeah.
Although Krakow, Poland's probably gonna move in a little bit. We'll see. Okay. So now we can clear this camp. Although, do I want the hoplite?
Hopeful.
Oh, yeah. Man driving, spearing a hopple. I have the gold, but it's not necessary. Am I supposed to buy this? For like some defense? For some reason, there was been no crazy barbs here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this is the map so far. This is the edge, I guess. They're useless alone. Okay, that's true. That's true. I don't even know what a hopple is. Disperse the clan. It did have 2 era score. Oh, because of the...
Brussels.
Oh, awesome. Because of their new... So I'm glad I waited. It was their new request from us. We might want to buy a builder, get the amber online. So Toronto's amenity is -1. Even though I have some, like, I'm settled on a luxury and I didn't even sell it. If you get a 2-for-1 discount from the barbarians, yes. Oh, I see. Yeah, we did half high out there. We did half Valheim, but not too much, just like an hour. Valheim is on for Sunday because Richard has work and life. So 2 nights of Civ, and then we'll probably do 2 nights of Valheim. But we are out in the wilderness, actually, out there. Out in the cold wilderness. So when is your camping trip? You said you have one coming up. And then I think free inquiry still is probably the best. We don't have a religion. And yeah. Oh, I'm really excited. Okay, I subscribed, so it'll come on my home feed. I showed you his videos,
Yeah, it's
right?
incredible. It's like...
Yeah, everyone go see
It
Out
looks
There's
cold, though.
videos. He goes camping out in the Alaskan wilderness, and he is a huge problem solver. My camping trip starts on December 27th. Okay, so you've got a while. So you'll be out there for the new year. That's fun. So, yeah, let's go to the next turn. Have I forgotten anything? I don't think so. Soon we can do our preserves. There we go. So we do have an envoy now, but we already got Brussels, so I don't need to worry about it. Do I need another wonder now that I have Brussels as well? St. Basil's? How far is that? Basil's Cathedral is... It's pretty close, actually. We could try to rush it. It's so good, right? All tundra tiles for this city. So should it even be in my capital? I assume so. And we got horses, I believe, from Brussels then. Yeah. I mean, the city just gets these 2 Maybe I'm supposed to actually settle like here. Maybe do both. Okay, so this unit will just stay fortified to fight. Okay, so we probably still, how's the settler going? +2. So we probably still want to keep it in. Yeah, and then in 2 turns we can switch it out with craftsmanship. Is there any other then we still want discipline as well. So our cards are looking okay. And then in 2 turns, we're going to start our preserves. Where was that supposed to go? Over here. So let me buy the tile. It's 30 gold. It is so cheap. I'm excited. You go without holy sites. Yeah, I think we decided no holy sites because we didn't get the Tundra one, the Tundra Pantheon. The next like 4 videos, including the one I post, are a bit different because I don't really talk to the cam much when I'm with a group of friends. Okay, well, I think like you've got a good sense of editing, so I think it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. And honestly, I liked it when I liked watching it like to relax me before going to bed. So it's fine either way. I know a lot of people tell streamers, "Oh, I watch you to put me to sleep." I don't know if people like I wouldn't mind if someone said that.
Yeah, it's nice.
But I don't think I have that kind of voice. I have a very irritating voice.
I don't think so.
But like people say that to Potato all the time.
You have an irritating voice?
No, that he has a nice voice
Oh,
that
okay.
puts them to sleep. It's not that he has an irritating voice.
Why
And
would
I'm
you say that to someone?
no, they mean it as a
It's
compliment.
like Gilbert Gottfried or something.
No, Potato has a great voice. But yeah, I think people mean it as a compliment when they say, I watch your streams to sleep. Okay. So I guess this slinger can just go back home or something. Let's see. And today we've been talking about Canada. So do you want to talk a little bit more about, you had some other thoughts on like French Canada, English Canada.
Sure, yeah. Well,
Wilfrid Laurier, I think, speaks both in the game.
yeah, yes, for sure. He was fully bilingual. Theoretically, every Canadian Prime Minister should be bilingual, fully bilingual.
Why theoretically? They literally should.
Right, it's a requirement, but like for example, when Stephen Harper became Prime Minister, he didn't really speak French, right? So he had to.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right. And
Well,
then
he pretended, right? I mean,
yeah, I mean, he kind of learned, and then
and you have all the resources in the world.
yeah, I mean, you might as well, right? And then when Stéphane Dion was Liberal leader, he also couldn't really speak English, like.
Yeah, well, that I remember.
Yeah.
People were like, how can he become prime minister if he can't speak English?
Yeah, I mean, you know, okay, so we can talk about it historically or talk about it in terms of like Canadian culture. Culturally, I think one of the kind of issues is that outside of Montreal, I don't think there really is like a bilingual Canada, you know what I mean? It's more like there's Quebec, there's English Canada, and then there's Montreal and Ottawa, which are bilingual cities. Right? And New Brunswick has parts of that bilingual as well. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, this was a thing that actually happened during, I believe, Wilfrid Laurier's premiership. Was this thing called the Manitoba Schools Question, in which Manitoba was originally a mostly Métis province, meaning Métis are one of the Indigenous peoples of Canada who are descended from both Indigenous peoples and French voyageurs, coureurs de bois, so like fur traders, and you know they spoke French, but also a mixture of Cree language and French called Michif. And for a long time, Manitoba had French language schools, and then there's a whole debate during Wilfrid Laurier's time, and they got switched over to English language schools. And so, since that point, Canada has really had like, it really hasn't like had a policy of like general bilingualism. It's more been like 2 separate monolingual societies
Right.
in one.
Right. So we're from Toronto. It's mostly English speaking, unless you went to a French immersion school. And I do want to chop out the forest since I have Magnus here anyways before I place the preserve. So that's why I bought the builder. And in Toronto, I feel like we're doing okay for production and food. So instead of sending it to Ottawa, I sent it for the science. And I think we're going to need the preserve here too. Where is that going? Over there. So I will actually work on the preserve here. This is the best spot for it again. Let me double check. So I can also put it here, but then lakes don't get improved by preserves. And this tile is going to get replaced. Up here, I thought it would just help bring these tiles up to 4. So I do think that's still better. Although, again, I'm like new to preserve, so I'm not exactly sure how it works. We'll see. +1 housing. It's not that great. And then I also have to get the Grove. How much production is the Grove?
Would you say you're a Leafs fan?
I don't watch hockey. I'm sorry. I watch basketball.
Yeah, you're a Raptors fan.
I'm a Raptors fan.
Yeah.
Are you? You don't watch hockey.
I don't watch hockey either.
We're
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm
we
a
don't-
Jays fan, actually.
We don't fit the stereotype. I'm so sorry. I just find it really hard to follow the puck, and that's the main reason.
But you're great at skating.
Yes, I do. I was a figure skater for a long time. I competed provincially, not nationally, just provincially. And then I just kept falling, so then I quit.
You're doing, like falling, but you're doing like
Yes, I was.
flips and,
I couldn't do the triple sow cow, and I quit. Because everyone else was doing it, and I couldn't. So. Oh, yes. So let's go chop here. So I figure skated. You can't. Dr. Crow
I can
cannot
barely skate. Yeah. I need the penguin. They have a little penguin that they give the kids so they can help them skate. Yeah, I'm really bad at skating.
Which is incredibly shocking to me. Being from Peterborough, like, aren't they obsessed with hockey?
They are. Yeah.
But it's like you need to be from like a relatively wealthy family to be to be able to play hockey. The equipment is extremely expensive. So, like figure skating wasn't too bad. You just need like good skates and outfits. But with hockey, it can get expensive.
Well, I think it really, the Peterborough Petes, you know it. Yeah, that's right.
Tom, you're the only person that knows what Peterborough is outside of Canada. That is so impressive.
That's amazing. Yeah. Yes, the city is Peterborough. It's founded by Peter Robinson. Our team is the Peterborough Petes.
It's awful. Do you know it because of the meme that it's all named Peter? This is like a well-known meme. Does Canada want to go for construction next, actually, for the lumber mills?
Why do you say that like you're giving a speech? Like, does Canada want to go first?
I was asking a question. Or do we want to go for our commercial hubs for our next district? I guess let's go for construction. Because we're still building our preserves. So trying to keep it cheap. I need a builder here too. Let's see, what can I sell? Oh, we can purchase some luxuries. Ooh, that's good, actually. And we can purchase diplomatic favor. I'm doing the cheese. I'm sorry.
She's doing it.
And we can sell horses. Why not? Well, while we still can. Now, you're a hockey nut and did data research for a hockey game some time ago. Wow.
Wow.
So
I'm
you must
amazed the
be
Pete's made it into the game.
you must be really disappointed in us. I'm really
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
But maybe we can talk about Mr. Tim Horton, our most famous hockey player.
He's not our most famous hockey
Wayne
player.
Gretzky,
Wayne Gretzky.
our most famous. I knew that.
Yeah, I don't really know why. Okay, so for people who don't know, Tim Hortons is the very famous Canadian coffee brand.
I
Uh,
feel like that's famous
that's
knowledge.
famous.
That's
That
a
should be a unique building, to be honest. Should be a Tim Hortons.
yeah. Well, no. Hockey rink is fine.
Uh, but I don't know why he specifically. Yeah, why he specifically has this coffee brand. I don't know. I think it was just named after him. I don't think he
Oh, you
actually
didn't
owns
look
it.
it up? I literally told you to look this
Look
up.
up Tim Hortons.
Yeah, I said, oh, we'll talk about Tim Hortons on the stream.
I mean, I think he's a fine player as far as I know. I don't think he was like. I mean, he's not Wayne Gretzky. He's not Mario Lemieux. Yeah, like he's not like.
Who's Mario Lemieux?
He's also like.
A really good player?
Yeah.
Recently or
No, it's
historically?
historically, yeah.
Okay. Where's this slinger going? Like, what are we doing here? Yeah. So Tim Hortons. Sorry. I'm sorry. Do you know Chris Bosch? Well, unfortunately, like a lot of my cultural references comes from my brother. Maybe not unfortunately. So that's why I play video games. And that's why I know basketball. And like I feel like it's less of a thing for immigrants to be into hockey. Do you think?
Yeah, I think maybe that's the case. I mean, I don't really know. I can't generalize, but
Yeah, true.
I think part of it is that for hockey, a lot of kids get into it because, um, like it's really helpful to have like parents who are into it. Just because there's like a big investment at the start, and so it's
But you
really,
don't need to like play to watch. I mean, like
what do you mean?
you can just watch hockey and not play.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, like for like getting like a like passion, you know what I mean? Like I think it's really good to have parents who are into the game. Um, whereas I feel like a lot of people just like a lot of kids just learn basketball at school. They learn like soccer at school, right? Because
Yeah, you don't play it during gym class, for example.
right, yeah, it's not like a recess game, right? Whereas like, so that's why you kind of want the parents to be involved because they can take the kids to the rink and take them out and like help them with the team stuff, right? Um, so yeah, I think that's maybe the reason why it's not, especially for first generation immigrants, it's not like a huge thing. But I think you see a lot more like second and third generation like
Right.
getting into it.
Right. Basketball, you just need a ball and two baskets.
Right.
Basketball famously invented in Canada.
Exactly.
Famous fact that no one knows.
But maybe a less famous fact is that in Canada, originally it was just a bucket, right? We didn't think to take the hole out
Right.
of the bucket until later. So they had to get a guy,
Yeah, to have a
a
ladder.
ladder to go take the ball out every time.
Okay. Looking forward to our first preserve here in one turn. Okay, nobody really wants horses already. What turn are we on? 55? How's this game going? I'm not sure. There's just a lot of space, which is nice. So we'll see.
Found Quebec City.
Quebec City, yes.
More or less the first permanent settlement in Canada, but like as a European settlement. Yeah, I mean originally there was a semi-colony founded by Jacques Cartier, who was a kind of French, kind of first, French guy sent over to claim Canada essentially, and he named it Canada based off of a mishearing of the word for town.
Oh, okay.
But he didn't found Quebec City as in its current location. He just founded a place about like a few kilometers away. And especially this colony had a lot of issues because there wasn't like a economic reason for it really. And they all got scurvy, but luckily they learned from the Iroquois of the area how to scrape bark off trees, and that had like a super rich vitamin C in it. So they managed to survive the scurvy, but then they all kind of like dispersed because it was not economically viable.
Right.
And it wasn't until the 1600s when Samuel de Champlain refound Quebec City that you kind of have like the permanent start of New France in Quebec.
And Quebec City is like one of those places, like Dr. Crow said, Montreal is a bilingual space, but Quebec City is not as bilingual, for example. And it is the capital of Quebec.
Mhm.
It is not Montreal. So it's another one of those tricky capitals. People might think it's
I mean,
Montreal.
it is named Quebec City at least.
I think it's easier.
Yeah. It's not misleading like New York City is not the capital of New York, you
It's Albany.
know?
Got it. See, I know so much about America. Like, for example, I know more American national parks than I do Canadian ones. But also because I went to them. I think, do I want to change my policies? I've got production and Barb's card. I'm just, yeah, I'm not doing settlers yet. Soon, hopefully. And we're just working on preserves. So I think it's fine. So we got our first preserve, but I forgot you need this stupid building for it to be useful. That's incredibly annoying. So it's 600 gold. We're not gonna get there in time unless I sell. It's still like it's so expensive.
Why is it so expensive?
And it's such high production. Yeah. It is. So maybe preserves suck.
That's maybe.
Yeah, I just got Quebec, so you didn't miss it by much. Literally just planted it. But we've got our government plaza. In 5 turns, we can get the government plaza building. I don't understand the addition of preserves when national parks were already a feature. So redundant. That's an excellent point because it was added later, and I don't know why either.
I wonder if it's just that the national park mechanic comes
So late.
so late that they wanted something that kind of leads into it in the early game, which is why this comes so early.
This does come early, but it's so expensive. So is the Canada meta not to go for preserves? I'm not sure. We'll see. Once we actually have the grove, we can reassess if we did the right thing. And then, yeah, like there's been no barbs, strangely enough. Maybe I do want to just check out Lake Superior and see. And we haven't even met 3 other civs or 4 other civs or something. And yeah, let's replace the chop we just did, or we could improve the dye. I think I want to improve the dye. It's 100 gold. Unless we're growing to it in 4 turns, maybe. Let's see. Down this way. No great people points. That's also true, and it's a whole ass district slot. Yes, it is. But it gives you faith in culture. But it looks cool. Let's take a look. So here's our next preserve, and it culture bombs, which is also not that helpful.
More tundra.
More tundra. So I'm gonna purchase the tile because we will. Well, are we growing to it now? Why are we grow? Oh, this is 3rd ring. Yeah, so I have to purchase it. Okay. And then maybe we want to skip surplus logistics for now. We're not sending a trade route there. And go for Reyna for our 2nd city. Toronto with the preserve. So also, did that actually do the thing?
Charming.
Wasn't this supposed to be more than +3?
Was it 2 or?
No, it said, the preserve said it will add appeal by 1.
Okay.
And I've got 2 preserves here.
Do they not stack?
Do they not stack? Are you kidding me? It was at 2, right? It was a 2 charming. Does anybody know if this stacks? Because these tiles were at appeal 2. I've got a preserve here and a preserve there. So shouldn't they be preserve appeal 4 now? Breathtaking? The improvements add appeal? So you mean the Grove? I mean, it was at 2, so one of them did add appeal. Maybe because I just built it. Let me go to the next turn. 1 mountain and 2 preserves equals 3. They were at 2 though. Oh, because I chopped the forest. Oh, thank you, oh, McCase. You're correct. I chopped the forest. These are the worst preserves I've ever seen. No. What do I do now?
I guess just build the buildings.
No, this preserve does nothing. This one at least improves 2. And there's no way to add appeal to these 2. What did I do?
Back to auto saves. When did you chop the forest?
Go back a few turns. Yeah, I think I will. Maybe.
You didn't. Yeah, I mean, we didn't really need to remove the stables camp.
Right. So they don't even. It doesn't even add anything to these 2. I dislike preserves. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can do. Like, I can plant forest. It's gonna take a while. I can, but like, my district here. But the theater square here. It's also gonna take a while. That would just improve this one, and it gets rid of a tile. They're finicky, but you love preserves. Well, I really messed up, I think. I didn't realize I was getting the appeal from the forest. Could you build city-state improvements? Liang City Park. Oh wait, what about Reina? What about Reina? Do you not add appeal? +1 appeal in the city. So Reina can solve all our problems? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. It'll solve 2 of our problems. Right? She'll add 1 there and add 1 there. We'll just switch it over. And these 2 are, so we're just really missing 2 preserve tiles, right? Thank you, Napalm Kid. That actually made me realize we have a solution. Okay, don't need to reroll. Sorry, everybody. I'm a noob. 1,200 hours in noob. It's a shame there's only 1 Reina. Yeah, but...
hopefully we learn how to use preserves. Maybe.
So let's finish off this granary. Even though I don't need it right now, it's only 1 turn away. And there has to be more. And then Eiffel Tower will eventually help. Maybe we should just like beeline Eiffel Tower. How far is that? How far?
A little far.
21 techs. But just bottom half. See, this is the issue. If you beeline Eiffel Tower, you miss out on flight. So science actually is really important for a culture game, actually. So that's why the preserve is so good. Because you don't need to build campus. Campi. Campuses. Okay. So now let's go for the... Oh, yeah. So we've got this tile. How much will you buy my dice for? 244. It's still so expensive. So I think we just need to build the Grove. Hard build it. Reina improves appeal to unimproved features, so you need features on the tiles next to the tiles. What? Reina improves appeal to unimproved features. Oh, so I still need forests? Let me read that again. Tiles adjacent to unimproved features receive +1 appeal in this city.
Okay.
So this one tile will be okay.
Yeah, one nice tile.
We've got one nice tile. This is not an unimproved feature, it's just deer. Wow, chopping that forest tile destroyed everything. Should I go back then? Let's take a vote.
How far back do you have to go?
I don't know. I think I changed this. Let's see if I even have enough autosaves. Yeah, I changed it to 50. Thanks to my new computer. Thanks to Out There telling me to get a new computer. Saved this game. The deer count is feature. Ooh. You think the deer count is feature. Oh, McAce, do deer count as feature? Can you back up Napalm Kid here? No. Democracy. That's a resource. I think Tom is saying go back. Or Tom is saying yup to the deer. Tom is saying yup to the deer. Well, now it's 2-1 on the deer. You live, you learn. How far back are we going? So we're going far back enough to just not chop this and put the preserve like down here. This is like an awful tile for the preserve. Or just like rethink where preserves are going. Features like terrain distinct from resources. Okay, thank you, Napalm Kid. So where would this... So we're thinking like, okay, one of the preserves go here. And this deer remains unimproved, which is fine. This would never get better. But then we keep the forest here, so this would become +3. So this doesn't even matter. This would become +4. This would become +4. You make cases, right? Is this the best place for the preserve then? Just one down? Or like, am I supposed to rethink both? If you built the Huey, you'd add appeal to the 3 tiles. Yeah, but Huey's pretty far. Eventually. Like, Eiffel also adds appeal. Okay, I think we're all agreeing that if we're gonna go an appealed game, we should probably reload. We're just here to have fun. Not play well. 10 turns?
Yeah, let's see.
Should we go 5 at a time? Well, yeah, I did chop it. So let's see. Features are forest, rainforest, floodplains, oases, marshes. Yeah. I would say I'll try to do everything else exactly the same, but I don't remember what I did. So let's see what we can do. Do you think it was more than 5 turns? Definitely the one on the left was the one in Toronto, but maybe not the one in Ottawa. Let's see. No, this is like 1 turn away. I chopped it though, so maybe let's go back 3 turns. What turn are we on? 55? So literally like 52? Can't tell from the mini-map. Man, Canada is tough. Or preserves are tough. Appeal is tough. I'm trying to like get to the root of the issue. I think the issue is appeal. The issue is I should have known why it was +3. Like, you should know why something's +3 and try to remember it. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Yes, okay. There we go. Perfect. Oops. Okay, let's try to rethink this, because this one's already in place. Should I go back before this one's in place? Or is that's... Maybe I'll just live with that mistake. So then... So this is these 3 tiles. Let's put appeal back on. So 2, 2, and then this would just improve one of these tiles. So it's kind of useless. Like, it's not exactly... I feel like it should have gone like this. The diamond should have been like... maybe one here and one here. And then they could have shared these 2 tiles, although... I don't remember what the peel on this one was. I don't think great. Any clues, Eric? Dr. Crow. Well, these 2 will still... Why is this so low on appeal? 1.
Well, what is it if you're adding Reina to it?
She will add appeal only to this
There's
one
that one.
and that one up here. So should it go here then? Can it go right next to it? Then they'll still share 2. Where is this supposed to go? Or is it supposed to go here? Because then this will add, this will be 3. It's not done yet, so it'll be 3, 4. This will be, this is not within Reina's reach. It's not within anyone's reach. Over here, this would be within Reina's reach. This one would become 4 as well. So we get 2 good tiles, and that's it. No. This was the best place for it, honestly. I need to move. I need to rethink this whole thing. Reserve on the sheep tile south of Ottawa, maybe. On the sheep tile. Here. 3 forest adjacent. Thank you. Let's see. +2, so it'll become +3. So that won't be enough. This one will be +3 as well. +3. So this wouldn't get it high enough. And this is too far anyways. And it is an Artemis tile. Maybe these 2 need to think about preserves then. And this can just be its own sad preserve. Although, yeah, Reina will only improve 1 tile. I think I need to go undo this one. How much further back? 3 more turns?
I think so, because it just seems like you just started it.
Yeah, I think it was 18 production. We're at 13. 5 more turns?
Okay, let's go to 48.
Oh, that's so far. New City, 1 tile south for sure. Wonders, Theater Squares, Holy Sites, and Temporary Houses also add appeal. So is there any way to save this one then? Like... I still want to put it here. Like my brain is still like right here. Because then these, they don't count anyways because they're improved. It was nice seeing you stream. I have to go now. See you, Avijit. I think it's a hard J. Thank you for watching. Sorry, we're slowing down a little here. That's why holy sites and preserves go so well together. Well, with Canada, you want your entertainment complex too, right? But then you want your hockey rinks next to it. It's kind of complicated. If I put it like, if I still kept it here, I could build like holy sites to improve them. But then you're getting rid of, yeah. I need to rethink this whole thing because these are also Temple of Artemis tiles. So let's just leave that as like a sad preserve.
Preserves our failure.
Preserve our failure. And then think about these tiles maybe because these are already +3. And we want to go this way with, and yeah, like these are already better. Or as who was saying it? Tom was saying go to the south for a city and do some appeal stuff here. That's a good idea too. We're gonna settle a south city soon. So we want to avoid getting rid of the sheep. So like we want to get rid of copper. So like 1, 2, 3, like here or here. Preserve. Where would we settle though? There's no fresh water. It would have to be an aqueduct city. No, I think we want to share with.
Check the warrior.
Check the warrior. This one? Oh, like where the warrior is? Oh, 1 town south. Which? Oh, like check the appeal near the warrior? Of the North Warrior. 1 tile south of the North Warrior. Like for a city. I see. West, lots of forests. Right here. Yeah, this is great appeal. It's worse appeal down here, so they can't really share the preserve. But settle one tile southwest of the warrior. Southwest, like here. And yeah, like eventually we could share the appeal here actually. Because that's actually a good national park on its own. Like that. So this will help this tile. And not this one. This one's going to have a mine next to it anyways. It doesn't exactly work. Sharing preserves is kind of tough. Just like preserve over here, maybe. Forget this failure of a preserve. And then we want to preserve this way, so like 1, 2, 3, like here maybe, or down here, probably up here. We lose 1 tile to the faith so entertainment complex, but it's not good enough. And you lose 1 tile to the mountain. Can they not share a preserve? Because this is great, but it's just too far. Like, this would be awful, because then 3 tiles are taken up. But they're not, like, appeal tiles. Wow, preserves are tough. Okay, preserves needs to go down here, then. 1, 2, 3, like here on the copper. Preserve 2 tiles west of the warrior. Yeah. Oh, like up here? Thank you. Yeah, that would be good. And then we want to preserve our capital cities over here. Well, we can also get rid of this mine, right? This is appeal 2, that'll be 3. With the preserve, it'll be higher. And this will be appeal 3, so not enough. How come these are so low? 2. Four forests. Plan them around national parks. There's just so much to plan around. Yikes. Yikes. I think I just cut my losses. And preserve right here.
No more planning.
Beasley. Yeah, please don't give me more to plan right now. I'm losing my mind. This will give me 1 okay tile here. 2 okay tiles. Or we can move it down here. And eventually boost it with like other things. So this will become +3. This one's going to be plus... So this one will be +4. This one will be +3. But we can build... I don't know, an entertainment complex? No, we can't get rid of the freaking forest. Damn it. We don't want to get rid of the deer. I think I just need to stop. This is... My mind is being... This preserve thing's messing with my mind. I don't think I can do it. Like, I just don't think I understand. Or I don't think I have the land. Because, like, if it goes here... That becomes 4. That'll work. Like, we could do, like, a 3-city preserve one. But that one already has a good one. Eric, can you help here?
Well, I'm just thinking, okay, so when you build the grove, is that adding more appeal?
No.
Okay.
No.
None of the buildings will add appeal.
No, but like theater squares, what Ace was saying. Theater squares, entertainment complexes, and holy sites. The more I watch, the more I think preserve game is no chopping. Yeah. Maybe we just... But then Napalm Kid, like... It takes so long to get to planting trees. What are our city-states? No. Maybe we'll meet a city-state that'll help, but then, like, we want to do early preserves. Doesn't quite work. So if we... Maybe we need to rethink all of this. We've never been able to do open with preserves. Okay, so maybe the meta is just not preserves.
Just national parks.
Just national parks and theater squares. But they add so much. Okay, I'm thinking of like a really dumb plan. Like a preserve here and a preserve here. This is like the stupidest preserve ever. But then maybe I can just like move things around here. Okay, maybe I just need to do this off stream. I'm sorry, unless you wanted me to keep watching this, but I would literally need hours to think about this.
We gotta get an AI to do this for us.
Because like I'll just keep doing it. You guys can watch or you can leave, but this is what I'm doing for the next hour. I was watching the stream, it's very enjoyable. You could just re-roll. That's true.
I
Sad.
mean, we could re-roll and then see whatever one is better. I got more Canada facts.
More Canada facts. Let's see. We could do preserve here. These two would make them... This would work. Right? I mean, these tiles will never be preservable anyways. Well, no, because then this theater square can go away. Just one theater square. So this tile is going to be good. This tile will become not good enough ever. Save and reroll.
Should put down.
You're not going to be good enough ever. Well, no, because then I can get rid of the copper too.
It's like my inner imposter syndrome.
I think this works, right? This gives me 3 good tiles as soon as I settle, and I'm just about to settle. But I'm about to settle on a forest, but this is already +3. +2. But it'll get another 2, so it'll become +3. Never mind, this doesn't work. I can just settle. Where's my settle lens? I can settle here. Or I can settle down here. Like I initially wanted to, and it's on a hill. That's where I wanted to go initially. And that's fine. I do want to get rid of this copper. But maybe something like this works better. Don't get rid of any forests. Canada, yes. Hey, hippie Bob. You could use the appeal from the theater square and then St. Basil's, so adjacent to the mountain. Right here. We're trying to figure out if Canada works with preserves. Something like that. And then, well, I don't want to get rid of this, but I mean, that's so far from now. This would immediately help me once I settle. If you do reroll, set rainfall to wet. We did set it to wet. We cooked this map.
Super wet.
This map is super cooked. We did legendary star, abundant resources, wet, cold, and highlands. So it's already New World. And you got this little trees, no fair.
Yeah.
But look at this Temple of Artemis. But then, yeah, it just doesn't work. This capital didn't work with preserve first. I should have realized that. It's just a shame that down here has such good tiles, but no settle location without an aqueduct. So if we settle here, do these 2 preserves, I think that's the plan. This will go down, or we could, yeah. Yeah, how's this look? If you've never played an arborist map with level 4 disasters, the disasters are 2. Does this look doable? Does this look reasonable? Am I forgetting something? I mean, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this tile will eventually... The problem is none of these tiles are in my city. This will eventually become plus... 1, 2, 3. Did these... How much appeal do they add? +2 for natural wonder and city park, and then +1 from everything else. So these would only become 1, 2, 3. So this will never be good enough. This is just +2. Thinking something like here could also work, but yeah, I think I have the best play. Thumbs up to Paisley. She doesn't want to give up. I kind of already did. I rolled back. I feel like that was me giving up already. But yeah, I don't want to give up. I mean, look at this Temple of Artemis map. If you guys want me to reroll, I will. Like, I love rerolling. That's... I just don't want to waste all of your time. Which I'm doing a lot of right now. Okay, I think I've got an okay plan. Hopefully you all agree. It's a learning experience. Yeah, exactly. There's no way to run polls. Engage with your audience. Oh, start a poll. Ooh, my first poll. Reroll. Did that work? Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Is there a timer for the poll?
No, just end poll.
Just end poll? Okay. Let's see what everyone's thoughts are. Oh, wow. Okay.
100%.
100% yes. At least not wasting my time. Up to you. Okay, cool. That's true. I love watching TGM reroll. That was like one of my favorite pastimes. Here we are a democracy. Yeah, I think we're gonna play for 1 more hour also, that if that impacts your decision till midnight. $67%. Okay, well, how it doesn't tell me how many votes there are. It just says, oh, okay, 6 votes. Okay, I think that's the most we're gonna get tonight. And yes have won it. Okay, everyone say goodbye to your Temple of Artemis.
Beautiful Temple of Artemis.
Beautiful Temple of Artemis. It's fun, educational, and not the min-maxing streams that are sometimes annoying. Yeah, I mean, we are min-maxing, but not in an annoying way. Let's just do a save.
We should already have this. Oh, I guess so.
No, it'll...
Oh, over, right?
Yeah. And here we go, everyone. I'm sure we'll get a really good one. We cooked it. We cooked this map really hard. So I think we'll get deer again, hopefully. So what is it like that Canada needs in their start? They need appeal. They need forests. They need not mining luxuries, I think is a good one too. Which we just got marble. Oh my god, look at the resources.
Legendary starts are crazy.
I mean, I don't want to say, oh, I'm re-rolling because there's marble, because this is insane. This Temple of Artemis is crazy. Where do you go? I'll save it. Let's see what we can get. Marble. I kind of want to try and figure out this strategy. I call it leapfrogging, since you build a preserve to help boost the neighbor city. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, exactly. Because like if you put it in your third tile, you don't get those tiles anyways. Oh, it's so cold. Do you want to turn up the heat?
Yeah.
Definitely not this one though. Right? Well, it's not awful. I would settle on the corn. That's why I moved here. This actually gives you like good food. I mean, we have diamond or gypsum, which is not helpful. So maybe I'll just save it as gypsum or save it as corn. The turn 2 corn settle. because I want to get closer to the tundra. Let's see the appeal. Good appeal, actually. And then let's do one more. Find one more save.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water.
What tea are we drinking tonight?
Ginger chamomile.
Ginger chamomile. That's nice.
First upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this
Is that Canada's music? No.
civilization.
What is the music that's been playing? Oh, Persia.
Persia.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now we've got a silver one. Oh, that's so annoying. But look at this appeal. No deer tiles. I'm gonna re-roll. I think I want Temple of Artemis again. You need rivers, mountains, and trees, no swamps or jungles, and you need lakes for the appeal, right? Because it's all coast tile. And you need holy sites. Oh, you should go holy sites and preserve.
You have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization.
Oh. Do you want desert as Canada so you can get
Pyramids.
the pyramids? No, because it ruins your appeal. Ooh. Wonder. Which one? Which wonder is this? That works very well. As long as you get lucky on appeal, you can even settle right next to the preserve and get the yields in your new city. Oh, that's smart. Because you can't preserve next to your city center, but if you make the preserve first, then you can settle right next to it. What do you guys think of this one? What is the appeal? It's good up here, but the city itself sucks. But you can build pyramids. And there's a wonder there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which wonder is it?
You see any?
Everest. Mount Everest. Yeah, you can see the appeal. Is this a good one? And if you settle the sheep, you keep it, right? I can't tell if this is good or not. Wonder. Okay, let's do... Should I do one more? One more, okay, and then we'll decide from the three. But then I didn't take like screenshots of the three. So how will we remember what they are?
From the first stirrings of life.
You have three. Oh, this one right here. Napalm Kid, you thought the desert. And I do really want pyramids. We could go pyramids game.
Steps, you have come
The thing is, I moved before I saved, so I have to settle on the
from this
sheep.
early cradle of civilization on towards
Or I could have re-rolled the autosave.
you chose the
Oh,
sun
sorry everyone. I messed that up. And then wow, huge lake. But you know, we're gonna be doing jade, which is not as good because then it ruins your appeal. I don't know. They're all kind of good. Should we just try the pyramids play?
Yeah, you've been wanting to do pyramids.
I did want to do pyramids. So we
I
have,
wonder.
and it has a wonder. Yeah. Do a pull and pick a number. Okay. Start a pull. So we have marble, corn, wonder. Question mark?
Add option.
Uh-huh. I can change it. Marble, corn. I mean, wonders. Wonder just sounds better.
Sounds more impressive than corn.
We do desert. Not to bias anyone. Yeah. Because I will go for the pyramids in that one. Uh-oh. Even will not help me out. Let's see if we can get 6 votes going. I don't know if everyone will vote, though. I don't think everyone has a preference. Marble.
I think corn's gonna make a comeback.
Corn's gonna make a comeback. Oh, you can see a desert tile here, too. Interesting. Yeah, in corn. This one has a wonder, I think. Yeah, let's try the wonder. It did win. I think that means 2 people outvoted the other 2. Let's see how it goes. But then we do have to settle the sheep, which is fine. I think you keep the sheep.
To man taking his first upright steps.
It's an anonymous poll, so I won't know how everyone voted. You love democracy. Only if you win. Okay. I wish it doesn't keep my autosaves, right? It won't have like 3 turn 1 autosaves. No, that's gonna be the last one. This is so sad. It's a Plains Hills, so it is actually better. It'll be 2 food, 3 production. But this the starting tiles suck. But then, okay. 3 charming. This wonder pyramids. We'll also add appeal. To this tile. But the issue is we've got the food here. So our preserve would have to go up. We've got the wine here. So preserve has to go like here. Is it crushing? But it's crushed. No, no, no. I'm never going to crush a forest ever again. Okay. Let's see how it goes. So we settled the Plains Hill, and let's see. It's a 2-2. Right, because Plains Hills are 2 on not 1 production. So it's a pretty good capital from the first tile, but then what we work is not that great. So I wonder if we go straight for the builder now. Again. Or go for a scout. What can a builder do for us? It can only improve some mines, which they are good mines. We'll grow to the food. So yeah, the builder will get us the production we need.
Saying scout. Yeah.
People are saying scout. I do always go scout
What happened
first.
to democracy?
No, I always go scout first, but scout can get you a builder.
Right, if you get a scout, you can get a builder.
You can maybe get a... Hi, Ironic Badger. You may notice things have changed a little bit.
we saved it. It's
We
still
saved
around.
it. I messed up the preserve placement. I wonder if I should just go back to turn 1 on that one. Just think about preserves again. But we've got a wonder over here. And we've got much better appeal. Maybe. Run to the wonder for the boost. Okay, scout is true. Scout can be a good scout. Good boy scout. And then we want to go mining so we can get some production going in our city. And we're rushing pyramids now. So far luxuries are all irrigation ones. I think I want to go into the tundra just in case there's barbs. Oh, we found someone here. So we've got a closer city-state, I assume. Yes, culture city-state. I'll find them with my warrior. We are in the Rocky Mountains,
Nice.
which, if you don't know, extends all the way into Canada. So this is a Canadian thing, not a US thing. And it extends to our national park, Banff.
Mm-hmm.
Is at the end of it. Okay.
Yes, it's the first Canadian national park. I believe 1884, 1885.
You look this up.
Yeah, I did
There's no
but
way
I
you-
forgot the exact year, so it's either one of those years.
But there's no way you just remembered, oh, our first national park is Banff.
Oh, I knew the first national park is Banff. But I
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, do you know another national park?
No, but
It's the famous
I
one.
didn't know it was the first one either. And it's out in Alberta, so that's
Yeah.
where the Rocky Mountains end. We've never been, but we have been to the Rocky Mountains in the US. So yeah, we're just gonna go straight to the Wonder. We're not gonna wait for the card for 5 turns. Why is our culture so high now? Oh, because of Kumasi. Okay, great. That's actually useful. Now I go Builder. Do I wait? Yeah, we see the E here.
Evie.
Evie. Everest. Am I supposed to wait for the card? 4 turns? Or no, it doesn't matter that much. Instant level? No, just go. Oh my god, don't give me conflicting device. Huge tempo loss. Okay, yeah. If I go in the forest. Okay. There we go.
Nice.
Mount Everest. What does it give you? Provides 1 faith to adjacent tiles. Religious units who move next to Mount Everest ignore hills. I wish it was all units. I'm trying to go back with the warrior now. Do some... Ooh. Mackenzie Mountains. We were just speaking about him.
Right. Well, yeah.
Unless it's named after a different Mackenzie.
A different Mackenzie, I think. There's also Alexander Mackenzie, who's the second prime minister.
Of Canada.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some Mackenzie River is named after. Sorry, my voice is crying. Mackenzie River is named after Mackenzie Mountains are named after a lot of Mackenzie stuff. Thank you. Oh, I got some water here.
Oh, okay. What are you saying? You can still fog bus and just circle around. Yeah. Like this. It's not too bad. I just got a little stuck there. But it's not objective. Let's see. So then, are we supposed to go holy sites with Canada? Is that the meta?
Holy Site Preserve game.
Holy Site Preserve. Or do I just go straight for the pyramids now? I'm gonna boost it. So it'll be a very quick pyramids. It'll be like the fastest pyramids ever. Oh no. We have been caught by a camp, probably up north, but my warrior is on its way. And okay, great. So this should give me, oh, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. Wait 1 second. Although I don't think this actually helps anymore, right? Because I already have plus 10. Let's see. So the scout already has 10 out of 15. Goody huts give you how much XP? I don't know. It gave me 10. So it would have given me so it doesn't help, right? Because I would have already gotten to 15 without the card. And so it doesn't go into the next.
Doesn't carry over.
I don't think it carries over. Let's check. Let's learn new things today. And we're going foreign trade again first. It's already boosted, I guess. Although, craftsmanship. Yeah, we're going to boost craftsmanship later. I think I really like the Highlands map with Canada. I think it was a really good option.
It feels like Canada. Right?
Sparse. And now let's get our hills boost. Okay, we found someone else to our left. So we are more boxed in a little bit. Can get some cultural religious perks, I guess. That's a good point. If you can do Dance of Aurora, into work ethic for sure. So yeah, let's see if Russia's in this game too. Although I don't know who took it last time. Found Johannesburg, not a first meet. Construct a preserve? No. I will do that for you.
Okay.
No problem. Let's see who our neighbor is here. Okay, so with this unit builder, I'm going straight for the improvement. You don't think the barb camp's here, right? Like it should be more north.
I don't know.
And then we go straight into settler, I guess. Settle the wonder. We didn't get era score for the wonder, right? How do I check that? Up here.
+3.
No, we to set. No, okay, yeah, we did not get era score from it. I think you have to be 2 tiles from the wonder itself, not from its boost. Which way should you go? Yeah, okay, good. We can go down this way. Yeah, you get the boost to settle too, right? We can... Yeah, maybe we do want holy sites, actually. Ooh, look at that tile. That's a great tile to settle. Nice. Ooh, but it's also so locked in here. It's also an awful tile to settle. This would make a good national park. Well, so you could also just do it like this. What do you guys think? Should I settle on the fissure? Where is that barb camp? If it was this tile, I don't think so. I don't think it can be this close.
Single workable tile.
So, yes or no? Where's that camp? Uh-oh. It could have been this tile.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We can get the boost to masonry. Now we're working a good food tile and a good production tile. No. Okay. I won't settle there. So I should have gone the other way. It's fine.
It's like you're threatening to settle there. Don't make me do it.
I'm gonna turn this settler right around. Which way should I go? Maybe the barb's up here? And then let's get our irrigation boost, maybe? Since we do need irrigation. And we're working that tile. Okay. We're growing really fast, but we don't have great tiles, unfortunately. So where am I supposed to settle? Are you sure? Like, you can't place anything here, right? Also, how are we gonna preserve this? This is awful. Preserved here. I mean... Well... I really want to put the preserve here. It's not possible. So for settling, we only really have just a couple of options. Unless there's something down south. You could do next to the deer, river north of Everest. Like settle next to the deer. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, but then it gets rid of this fissure settle. Or across from Lake Ontario. One of these two. I like the deer one. And then preserve goes... The preserving's really hard with so many mountains. But these are all like +3, +3, +3. So like a settle up here makes a lot of sense to share the preserve. Even next to this deer, even. How about like a city there? Could we like triple preserve? And then 1, 2, 3. Oops, wrong tile. So then a preserve here. And then 1, 2, 3. This is, I don't want to preserve on the tile. 1, 2, 3. We could preserve here. You cannot preserve here if you settle here. So actually you would have to settle like here. I need to make sure I'm not chopping trees though. This could be like a triple preserve. Like that.
That's nice.
Looks nice, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. I mean, if I'm... This is +3, so it should be... Oh, this is +2. And I'm chopping a forest. Don't make the same mistake again, Paisley. Do not chop and assume you're going to get +2. You're going to get back to +3. But then Reina here would actually be helpful. Because we still have a forest here. Within this city. So then it's fine. This will be +4. No chopping. Yeah. How does this look to everyone? Did I do my math right? I'm like famously bad at math now. I feel like I'm bad at math under pressure.
You're better than me. You're way better.
Don't say that. I messed up like basic math. But yeah, but don't let people know.
Unfortunately, I have no mathematical side to my brain at all.
But you can do simple +1 -1. Don't make the Canadian school system seem so bad.
I mean, you took academic math.
I took AP
You
math.
took AP math. Yeah, I took applied math, which is like the lower level of math.
Where is this barb camp? Like, where did they come from? Where did they go? East City may not benefit at all from the preserve yields. Right, because this is East City, right?
It's West City.
Oh, sorry. Oh. 1, 2, just this one tile,
One
maybe?
tile.
Yeah, they just got one tile. But my capital gets... oh, gosh, not that one. That one's not even close enough. 1, 2, 3. This one. So this one will be boosted. This will be boosted. This already is boosted. This won't be until you get your second preserve up. And, well, that's too far anyways. Yeah, so our capital gets 3 tiles. Should work good for national park placements. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had Hercules. It just makes the game so much easier. I wonder if preserve first is only viable if you have Hercules. Hot take. Just doing a little scouting south. We're not really going to settle south, but I just want to know if someone's there. Although, getting a few luxuries would be good. Okay, so we already have our next thing. I think we will keep our government the same, though. How far south does this builder go? No.
Dangerous.
Right? Forget it. What are we doing with the last charge? Just a quick peek. Okay, that's it. That's... Oh,
You gonna do it?
no.
You gonna do it?
No. That's good enough. That's good enough. We'll go back next turn. What's the next charge though? We can just improve this stone or go for irrigation next. Maybe get the luxury, yeah. Go for the luxury next. So we already finished foreign trade. We will go for craftsmanship or early empire. I guess early empire for the card as soon as we can get it. And we're already working on our settler, and our population's going fast, so we may even get the boost. And okay, we meet the Byzantiums, the Byzantine,
Eastern
Byzantium,
Romans. Eastern Romans.
the Eastern Romans, just Rome actually, just Romans.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's fine. It does mean they're gonna go for a religion. I do not want them to hate me, but they're so far. It's okay. Hopefully. But they're so strong. And over here, we're just trying to find that camp.
It probably is that tile.
No, if it was that tile, they would have come for me already. And let's move our builder back soon. Pyramids in 4 turns. Which means we do want maybe more production in our city. Should we just get our tundra mines? Because they'll be plus... What's better, the stone or tundra? Because the tundra will give us a +4 production tile, I believe, right? Is it +4? Well, okay. Just go that way, I guess. I guess the barb camp's this way. Isn't it +2 on tundra mine to start? Yeah. So it's +2 plus the 1. So it's a 3-1 tile? Or is it... Yeah, it should be 3-1 then. But I feel like when I was practicing, it became a 4-1, and I don't remember why. It's 1-3 tundra versus 2-3 stone. Okay. 4 production, 1 food then. Which one is it? I feel like when I was practicing, it became 4-1.
Durability.
Since its base is production +1,
Oh,
for mine +2 with bonus. So it's 1 production, 1 for mine, 2. So it's 4. Yeah. But the stone might still be better for the food, but we're growing so fast. I guess this one will give us more production. And we'll test it out, I guess, also. Oh no.
What?
I'm stuck.
Mm.
You can tell because this is breathtaking
Breathtaking.
tile. And I believe I even see the mountain. No, this scout is going all the wrong ways. Maybe I'll just take the scout to the north. And this way I don't have to buy a tile too. And where are you going? I guess you just keep looking. There's no way the barb camp's on the edge, right? I'm just missing it. That would be... Should I check?
Yeah.
No, it must have gone. The scout must have gone to the right. Just we'll go back this way and go around Lake of the Woods
Mhm.
and bring you to the north here. Okay, what other Canada facts do you have for us? Oh,
Okay.
maybe I found it actually.
Nice.
Let's move on to the hill and fortify. And let's see. Wait, I want to be... I don't want my mind here, actually. I want to know this side. I almost just messed up
Everything.
everything again. We want to settle. Again, this doesn't get us the era score for Mount Everest, but it is the better city. Because this, look at these tiles. Awful. You know, this city also.
Oh my god.
Listen to me, everyone. This city also can get this preserve, and it would start off with amazing city center. And yes, there's only one workable tile in your first ring, two. But it is, you only start with one population. So come to Malaysia if you wish to see what a nature preserve with the city limits look like. Kuala Lumpur has two. I would love to.
Yeah, let's go.
Are you there, Mr. Bluebell? Are you inviting us? A sizable rainforest, green lung, and exotic bird park both are wonders. We would love to. Chad, one workable tile city. Sounds like a plan. Kathmandu simulator. Listen, it reaches this. It gets us the era score. I mean, it gets us a diamond. We can always just settle here later for the wine.
Okay.
No, are you agreeing with it? I'm just kidding. Am I though the era score? It gets us closer to our enemies. I mean, they're not enemies. They're our friends.
Potential friends.
Potential.
Byzantines.
It is quite, I mean, it's, yeah, 9, 12. Oh, God. We could just go to Reindeer Lake. No. This is a great settle.
Gonna do it.
Go to the North City first. That is much closer. Down here is good too. Could also settle. If we settle here, no reason to settle here. I just feel like this tile is like begging to be settled. That takes so long.
Role playing is
Well, no matter
Jacques Cartier.
no matter what, it's telling me to go at least to this tile, so I have another turn to think about it. And now we want irrigation, I think, or maybe I think Civ is telling you something. Bite the bullet and settle it. Yeah, right? Like, this is so cool. Funniest city ever. Oh, okay. Let's just do it. And pyramids. Let's go.
Okay.
I want it on this tile and not that tile. Why? Let's think about it. I'm tired of thinking though. So here's our preserve up here. If I want to boost it, you don't need to boost it past +4, right? It's not like national parks. So this would be our theater square. We would have to get a harbor, actually, not a commercial hub. Very sad harbor. But that's just the way it should be. Meaning our government plaza goes here. And yeah, I think that's fine. We can, well, yeah, I mean, does it make sense to get a holy site here? And just get rid of the tile? Probably not. Well, +5 versus +2. Maybe it does make sense. Holy site here? Tell me if you disagree with the holy site. To get the yields, 4 is enough. Okay, good. So I don't need to like boost them any further. And then like a holy site here. Are we going holy sites?
Drop it to forest.
They're really good holy sites. I feel like it's almost worth it. Oh, I am chopping a forest, but that's fine. This is a really good tile. Where are our like commercial hubs going? This is another harbor city. Also work ethic. Would get Everest Hill bonus on religious units immediately. Okay, yeah. I agree. So pyramids here is fine, right? They don't need to switch. Then the commercial hub goes, or the government plaza goes here. And then we need a next city will probably just go on the Plains Hill or on the coffee. And then we share the plaza.
Can name that city Tim Hortons.
Why?
It's on the coffee.
Oh, it's on the coffee. Okay, yeah. Like their holy site wouldn't be as good, but it can go here. And what else are you building? Not a commercial hub, it's another harbor city. These are awful.
This was useless harbors.
Am I correct that these are harbor cities because there's no river? And then yeah, like a theater square. Something like that. Oh, and don't forget Canada wants entertainment complexes too. But they want to be on tundra. So it doesn't work here. We can do pyramids here maybe.
Top row.
Thank you.
There you go.
Theater square here. And your theater square can just move one. Well, it's kind of like getting into my city a little bit. Oh, but you don't want the government plaza here anymore. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. It's probably better the other way around then. Because I'm thinking then, like, can your entertainment district go next to your city? It can, but it's not great. I don't want to think about that right now. I think it was better the other way.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because then the hockey rink could go here. It's okay. I'll have other wonders to think about. I think that's the plan. Because this city's going to need more help. I hate planning. Oh my god. So much planning. Also, I love planning. Obviously, that's why I'm doing it. Also, the playlist finished. Let's start it again.
One more time.
One more time. There we go. Okay. Now we can, next turn, take a look at this production. Let's see. Yes, it is 1-4. And let's go settle this stupid looking city. Crazy city. Oh, I was supposed to go up north with you. I forgot. Okay, we'll turn around. Okay, whew, just Stonehenge went away. You guys can hear the game, right? Is the game loud enough? Like with the Stonehenge thing going away? Can turn the game up.
Mhm.
And now we want to work maximum production, which means something like that. 17 turns versus 18. It may not be worth it. Just grow faster. That's a long time. I wonder if I should buy a builder to chop. 215. Okay, go north. So try to find more goody huts. I feel like we haven't found that many. And let's see. There's the barb camp. Okay. There. We found them finally.
Finally.
Finally. Mount Hassan. I don't think that's Canada.
No, this
Lake
is all Byzantine
Iznik.
stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. We already found Byzantine. What about on this side?
Still Rocky Mountains.
Yukon
Yukon,
River.
yeah.
What about this one?
I'm not sure.
This letter is not
Right, it looks
Polish. No idea. Hall Mountain. Poland? Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what we're thinking. Although just based on like
The L.
the L, yeah. Come on, goody huts. Oh, we found Egypt, but I don't think that was Egypt.
No.
We found Egypt where? They found us? Yes, they're from the south. So they're pretty close, and they're going to be a culture sieve. It's going to be slightly annoying. Oh, no!
No.
Gosh. How far is my
Scout.
Scout? Okay. Oh no, leave me alone. Will it go around me if I just try to go around it? I don't... Stop, that's so frustrating. North it is.
We're going north.
No, it's chasing me down.
Definitely not going.
Okay, the city wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
And then let's go holy sites.
Okay. So should we do some more Canada facts?
Do you know more Canada facts?
Yeah. for
Oh
sure.
my god, no.
I guess you could always buy a warrior or something.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's man at arms.
Oh no. Let's just try to sneak our way around. Let's try to bait. They're like closing in. You know what? That's... Oh, I'm stuck. Okay. Okay, everyone. That's my sign to quit.
That's a sign from the gods.
It's like 12 o'clock almost.
Yeah.
This is not going well.
I was just about to deliver some amazing Canada facts, and then
Save them for tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're gonna play Civ tomorrow.
how do we get out of this one?
I don't think it's... I think...
It
Yeah, okay, yeah. We're done.
says it was unwise.
Tricky situation. How much is the man-at-arms? 382. Can I trade anything? No. Unfortunate.
Yes.
Yeah, we're wrapping up. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm really sorry to leave it on this note. But we'll probably just play a different game tomorrow. We're gonna start over tomorrow. It wasn't meant to be. Yeah. Yeah, we'll re-roll tomorrow.
Yeah.
GG. Yeah, thank you all for joining us. We have tons more Canada facts.
Yeah.
Dr. Crow spent all day
We've been
researching.
saving all the good Canada facts for tomorrow. So.
So tomorrow, 8-ish, depending on when baby sleeps, we'll see you then. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, have a nice day.
Yeah, you too.
And oh yeah, big news. We hit. I don't know why I'm putting this in as if you guys are chatting back to me. We hit YouTube partner this morning, so things are going really well. Our Discord is going well too. If you'd like to join,
Yeah,
please
please
do
join.
so. We talk all things Civ 7 news and things like that. 6 a.m. Oh wow, Tom. You must be a night owl. Yeah, so it's all exciting news for 2024, wrapping up strong. So just wanted to share the good news. Have a good night, everyone, and good morning to Tom.
Go Pete's.
Go Pete's.